Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Grown Folks Talking, Express Yourself, Progressive Podcast Network. Welcome. Saturday evening, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Saturday. My guests are Miss Ariel McDowell and Sister Corinne. All right? And I'm going to pass the mic on, and here we go. Sister Ariel, you take it from there.
Thank you. So thank you, and thank you, Forrest, for inviting me onto this platform, and for everybody on your team for helping me to have this opportunity. I hope everyone is doing well and having a great weekend. If your phone is not muted, if you can please mute it so there's no feedback, that would be great. Thank you. So my name is Ariel McDowell. I'm a certified yoga instructor. I'm certified in 3 different types of yoga. I'm also certified in Reiki Level 1, which is Japanese energy healing. I just some hobbies that I have. I'm an artist. I read tarot and oracle cards, and just many more other things. So today's conversation is going to be focusing on yoga. I'll be discussing various topics relating to yoga, just how I got introduced to it, some benefits of yoga, if you want to start your own practice, how you can go about that. And then I'm also going to be interviewing my yoga instructor. Her name is Corinne and Akula. I hope I'm pronouncing her last name right. Did I pronounce it right, Corinne?
No, it's Alec.
Alec, sorry. I'm so sorry. Corinne Alec, and she's coming all the way from Costa Rica. She was my yoga instructor in 2017. I live in New Jersey. I left and I did a 3-week yoga teaching certification class in Costa Rica, and Corinne was my yoga instructor. So I just hope that, if you have any questions, just please let us know. And you can unmute yourself and speak, and then we'll get to your question. If you want to hold to the end, too, that's fine. We're going to do a Q&A and open discussion at the end. Okay. So the first thing that I wanted to start with is, what is yoga? So to me, I just wanted to talk about my practice and how I connect to yoga. So yoga, to me, is a self-healing practice that helps your mind, body, and your heart align. I love the things that I like about yoga because yoga is many things. I think when people think of yoga, they just think of the physical movements, which are called the asanas, but it's many different things. There's many different components that go into practicing yoga, and there's also a very deep and spiritual side to it if you want to study the philosophies, the history of yoga, just different methods of healing. There's yoga that's done all around the world, and people have different types of yoga, different styles. So there's many different parts and pieces to yoga. But again, going back to the definition. So I'm going to read a definition that is actually from Corinne's guide from when I was her student. So yoga, it is a proven method of techniques for the body and the mind that help guide one to self-realization and soul consciousness. Yoga is a practice that is primarily characterized by experiential learning. You have to practice yoga to know yoga. You have to spend time on your yoga mat, and you have to spend time in meditation. Yoga is translated to mean to unite or to yoke. Yoga teaches us to acknowledge our own soul. Yoga guides us in our quest to unite our body, soul, and spirit with the divine and the divinity that is all around us. So yoga is many things. So we're just going to be exploring that and talking about that today. Included in yoga, I just wrote down the components of yoga, and in the future I will be starting my own podcast where I will be talking more about yoga and other different types of healing techniques. So I'll just skip that for now. But the most familiar parts that people are familiar with in yoga are the physical aspects of yoga and the mental aspects of yoga, and that involves 3 components that we're just going to explore today. So the first one is pranayama. It's breath work. So when you do breathing, you always have to make sure that you're in tune and in check with your body and your breath. When you're moving through the asanas, the poses, you have to make sure that your breath is regulated and you're just keeping up with your breath. The next thing is, if you just joined us, thank you for please mute your microphone. Somebody's driving in the car. If you can please mute yourself. Thank you. All right, thank you. So the next part of yoga is, hold on. Yeah, so basically like staying connected to your breath work. So it's called pranayama in yoga. So you're basically just making sure that you're staying in connection with your breath as you move through the poses to help you focus more. It helps your mental capacity as well. The second part of yoga that is a big part is the asanas. So those are the poses and the postures. There's many different poses, different types of poses like seated poses, standing, inverted poses. Like there's just many different types of different styles and different postures that you can do within yoga. Right. Let's see. Another part of yoga is meditation. So when you practice a yoga class, at the end there's something called savasana, and it is the last pose that you do when you're in your yoga practice. So when you're in savasana, your teacher is going to, quiet themselves, and it's about a 10 to 15 minute meditation. And it usually is just you continuing to stay breathing, you're in a calm pose, and you are basically deepening your connection to your breath. And this is time for you to meditate and just, be in the moment, be present, and just bring yourself to peace to close out your class. When the class is over, your instructor will usually wake you up, and you will, share a last, like a closing, like a namaste, just thanking your instructor and your class, thanking yourself for your practice. So that is the main, 3 parts of yoga that you'll experience when you do or start taking yoga classes or develop a practice. All right, so when I discovered my yoga journey, I started doing yoga when I was in high school. I think I really started doing Pilates at first, and then I got into yoga. My practice solidified when I was in college. I went to Montclair State, and I lived in Jersey City. So I was taking classes in Jersey City and in Montclair, and I was just exploring different types of yoga. I did hot yoga, kundalini yoga. There's many different types and styles. I think that everyone should explore what they like and what they want to work with. And then throughout my 20s, I got more serious about my practice. As an adult, as a child, I did struggle with and I still do struggle today with my weight and my body image. And I felt like when I started doing yoga and started getting more consistent with it, it helped me to really deepen and develop my relationship with yoga, with my body. And something that I realized along my yoga journey was that, yoga is not just for skinny bodies. It's for everybody. And I think that is a stereotype that people have about yoga, that they think they cannot start yoga because they think that, I can't do that, or, I don't know if my body will be able to do those poses. But through practice and with time, everybody's able to do the postures and the poses, and just be patient with yourself and give yourself time. I also experienced changes in my mind. I became more calm from just the inner chaos and outer chaos. It helped me to focus more on myself. As far as my spirituality, I began to learn more about self-love and healing techniques. So at that time in my life, I was really just searching for methods and ways to help heal myself and not use the same coping mechanisms that I did probably when I was in high school. As you grow older and you become an adult, you have to start developing your own, way of life and start creating, a life that is better for you. So yoga did help me to tap into that and other techniques like meditation, Reiki, tapping, even art therapy. And overall, I just love yoga because it helps you to go within and be intentional with yourself and get connected to your inner purpose. Does anybody have any questions so far or want to say anything? So there are many different benefits to yoga. So everybody knows that yoga is just great for your well-being, but I'm going to just share a few benefits, like scientific benefits that I actually researched that I thought would be great to share with everyone. So first, yoga improves your mental and emotional health. It helps you to get to know your mind better and your emotions, just get in check with them through physical movement and breath. In clinical studies, it is said to help those dealing with depression and used as an alternative treatment to treating depression and anxiety. Yoga can also improve your cardiovascular functioning, enhancing and engaging in pranayama, breath work, can help favorable effects on your heart function. And then the last benefit that I wanted to share was yoga can boost your immunity. So it's known to reduce stress. Stress can cause inflammation throughout your body, and when you are practicing yoga, it allows you to be in a relaxed state and to release any of that trauma or those that inflammation that you're having in your body. When we experience trauma from like our childhood into adulthood, a lot of our trauma, when it cannot be processed, it basically like deepens and kind of burrows itself in our bodies. And when you're doing yoga, you're basically like bending and you're opening and you're stretching your body out. And sometimes when you do yoga and you like, let's say you're doing like a hip opener stretch, your hips hold a lot of emotions. So when you're stretching your body out, you can tap into like releasing some of that trauma. Or can somebody just mute their phone for a minute? Because there's a lot of static and like background noise. Can everybody just check their phones and make sure they're muted? Thank you. So, so when you're doing yoga, you can tap into trauma that you may be holding in your hips or your back or your shoulders or any parts of your body. It does help you to release that. And then the last thing that I wanted to share with you all before I let Corinne talk, these are just some tips that I thought of to consider when you want to develop a practice with yoga. So the first one, and I just made these up on my own, what is your personal intention or goal that you want to manifest to start practicing yoga? So I think when you start anything, we all just have a reason and a why as to why we want to start something or explore something. Take time to get to know your reason and start and continue with your practice. Are you like just curious? Maybe it's on your list to develop a self-love practice. Do you want to have a better connection with your body? Do you want to explore how to deepen your spirituality? Think about your why and just give it a chance and just go with it. The second tip I was going to give is choose a good time to practice. A good time and a place, your environment. So find a certain block of time that you want to carve out just for yoga. It can be in the morning, the afternoon, the evening, whatever works best for you. Your environment, just make sure that, you're aware of your environment where you want to do yoga. Do you want to develop your own like home practice? Do you want to go to a nearby yoga studio? Do you want to do private classes with your instructor in person? Now, since COVID, like a lot of yoga instructors like went virtual. My friend Zuri, she actually only has an online yoga studio that I'm a part of as well, and I'll begin teaching classes at. But, just take time to explore and have fun and figure out like what environment works for you and where you feel safe and where you feel comfortable doing yoga. Another thing was make sure you have the right equipment. Of course, a yoga mat. But you can look into other equipment as you begin to practice yoga, like using blocks, blankets, bolsters, straps. They have like these jellies for your knees. If you have sensitive knees, you can put something underneath your knee to support your knee while you're practicing. And then the last two tips I had, actually three, know your body and contraindications. So make sure that you're aware of your body in the present moment. I know sometimes we will, like, in our mind be like, oh, well, I think I can do that. But you need to, like, really, like I said, explore your body, but also know your limits. Of course, as you do yoga, you may be able to surpass those limits, and, like, your body may be able to do more, but just know where you're at. If you have had surgeries, like knee surgery or hip surgery, just know, like, poses that you probably should stay away from so you do not harm yourself or hurt yourself while you're doing yoga. Find a practice and a style that you like. So like I said, there's many different styles of yoga. So just have fun with it and just explore the different types of yoga that you like or want to do. And the last tip I put was play around and discover what feels good to you. So when you're doing yoga, I know, like, in the Western way of looking at yoga, a lot of people just be like, well, just think, oh, yoga is just this exercise. But yoga is a lot more than that. It is really like a beautiful practice, and it's meant to help you slow down. It's not meant to be like this fast cardio workout. It is meant for you to actually slow down, take your time, and get to know yourself through it. I'm not saying you can't, move through your poses in a steady pace, but, like, just take time in the beginning to get to, like, know yourself and develop a beautiful practice and a pace for yourself. So does anybody have any questions before I bring Corinne on?
Mic check.
Yes.
What type of yoga is for beginners?
So I think that yoga that I see a lot, Hatha yoga is pretty good. I think it's and Vinyasa, those are, like, the most two popular ones that I see. If you go on YouTube, I think those are the two best, yoga to start with. If Corinne, if you want to chime in, if you think.
No, I agree with you. I think looking for a beginner Hatha class is a really good way to dip your toe into a yoga practice and what it's all about. The Ashtanga Vinyasa series, it goes from beginner to super, super advanced, where only a certain percentage of the population, honestly, can do the D series. But you can start with the A and B series, and both of these classes, Hatha and Ashtanga Vinyasa, teachers will give you modifications and adjustments. So any body type, any age can do these positions with modifications. I myself, because of my age and my physical abilities, I use a lot of adjustments and modifications in my practice.
You said adjustments, so like super seniors can be a beginner yoga practice?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm 64. I don't know if that's a super senior, but yeah, I have 3 mats. I use 3 mats underneath me because of arthritis in my knees. I use blocks because my wrists don't have a lot of mobility, so it's hard for me to put weight on my wrists, so I use blocks to put my wrist into different position. I use a belt or a yoga strap to help bring my leg closer to my head when I'm laying down. So, yeah, all those things can be done.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other questions? Okay, so that was my portion of me just introducing myself and talking about yoga. And I would just like to introduce Corinne now as my guest. So Corinne is my yoga teacher. I still consider her my yoga teacher, friend, business owner. She's also a lovely equestrian, and her and her husband and her family live in Costa Rica. I met Corinne in 2017 when I went to my 200-hour yoga certification. It was a really beautiful experience, and I also got to meet a lot of great and beautiful people. Terry Newton, we were on her property and on her space. She has a beautiful property out in Puerto Viejo, Costa Rica, where she does yoga retreats, she does horse retreats, and her and her family help run it. They have a lot of beautiful animals on the property. But yes, so back to Corinne. Corinne also has her own property in Costa Rica, I think in the mountains, and she also has horses as well and does retreats and on her property as well for yoga. She's actually doing a retreat in November as well. But Corinne, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, well, thank you, Ariel. Thank you, Forrest. Thank you to all of you. This is a real honor. So nice to meet everybody. Okay, that's it. That's who I am.
Thank you. So I have a few questions that I'm going to ask Corinne. So the first thing that I would like to ask you is, how has yoga changed your relationship with your mind, body, and spirituality, or your relationships with others?
Thanks. That to me is a wonderful question, and it's an answer that evolves over time in my experience. In a nutshell, yoga has made me a kinder person. I think it's made me kinder to other people. It's made me more kind to myself. I think like most people, when you first approach yoga, I did it just for the physical benefits. And when I first started, I didn't have access to a studio, so I just read books. Mm-hmm. And I did that for a lot of years. And talking about, seniors, I did not get my certification in yoga until I was 51. I was the oldest person in the course. And then I went on and got more advanced certifications, I think when I was like 54. So Ariel, what she said is true. Anybody can do it at any age and at any time. Anytime.
Can somebody just mute their microphone? Sorry, I think there's some feedback. All right, thank you, Corinne. So for the next question, how have you evolved over time with your yoga practice? I know we just talked about like evolving.
Mhm. I went from a very physical dominant practice when I was younger. When I say younger, I started in my 30s. To really, really appreciating the quietness of a pranayama practice, breath work, of really appreciating my meditation, of really appreciating the subtle energetics of yoga, because as Ariel was saying, besides the yoga postures and the breathing, we have hand gestures, we have the practice of Ayurvedic medicine, which is part of yoga, and yoga is part of Ayurveda. Incorporating that into my practice now is much more meaningful to me than it was 20 years ago. So I feel like I've evolved into a more quiet and meaningful practice where my mind is more settled, my body doesn't have the same strength or fluidity when I was 30. But like I said, there's more kindness, there's more gentleness, there's more flow. Mentally and physically now in my yoga practice over the years.
Thank you. And my last question for you, before we go to Q&A open discussion, is what tips do you have for yoga beginners?
I would have to reiterate everything that Ariel just said. I think are great for when you first start looking for a class. And go slow. Go slow and enjoy the journey. One of my teachers, who interestingly is Malaysian Chinese, I met him in India, but every day he said, play, play, play. So have fun. Put a smile on your face as you approach your practice, whether it is doing a warrior two pose, whether it's trying to sit quietly for just 2 minutes and have a quiet mind. Do it with a smile on your face.
Thank you. Yeah, I agree. I agree. All right. So do you have room for one more question? Time for one more question before we move on to Q&A?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. I know I gave you more.
That's all right.
I'm just going to think of this one on top of my head. So let me think. What do you think, what is one thing, like within your spirituality, or just one thing that you discovered about yourself while you were doing yoga?
Thank you. I love that question, Ariel.
Thank you.
I don't know. I can only speak from my experience. Well, that's what you're asking. But I know when I first came to yoga, I grew up in the Catholic Church, but Catholicism wasn't resonating for me. So when I started a yoga practice, and then I really got deeper into the philosophy that is the foundation behind yoga, I discovered God for the first time. And that to me was such a beautiful experience that I carry on to this day in terms of my spiritual journey. So now when I think of my yoga practice, it actually is a journey into deepening my spirituality. And one of my great teachers, he always said, yoga is consciously being conscious of your own consciousness. And for me, that resonates. And I can't remember if that answered your question, but that's where I'm going with my spirituality and yoga, is that deeper understanding of who I am, why I'm here, and how I relate to other people, which comes right back around to saying that for me, yoga has made me a kinder person.
No, you answered the question. Thank you. Thank you, Corinne, for coming on. And I just wanted to share something I remember when I was taking classes with Corinne and in Costa Rica, and I remember that you used to say, I think this is when we were teaching in the afternoon. So in the morning we would wake up at 6:30 and we would basically do pranayama for like 30 minutes, which is like breathing exercises. And then I think we would do a meditation and then have a break and then do an asana practice. We would have breakfast, and then the whole afternoon we were like studying and learning, and then we would have to even have an evening practice. But I remember you saying yoga asks you the question, who am I?
Yes.
And can you just share something about that before we move on to Q&A?
Yoga is one of the 6 philosophical beliefs that have come out of India. Yoga is the theory of practice. But to what end is that practice? Like Ariel was saying, it's nice to have a reason or intention behind why you're starting something new, like a yoga practice. So the reasoning behind yoga is to know yourself. When we know ourselves, and yoga tells us that we are a spiritual being in this physical human existence, to me, it gives me comfort to know that, because then the physical suffering and struggles in life have a meaning. I'm not just chasing one physical sensation after another, but I can step back from that and say, I am a spiritual being having this experience in the physical body. Is that kind of...
Yeah, that answers. Yes, thank you. So yes, thank you, Corinne, for that. I really resonated with a lot of things you said and you say. Thank you for coming on, and I would just like to open up the floor to anybody that has anything they want to just share about what we just talked about, or if you have any questions or need any advice or want any information.
Well, Ariel, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, this is Farsh. Okay, first of all, I'd like to say to the listening audience, okay, family, we always get up here and we participate in different topics. But now we're talking about your health, and I believe that every day, every last one of us listening ought to make a comment or ask a question pertaining to our health, because every day I make it a practice to stretch. All right? I'll talk the talk and walk the walk. And as I've shared with my listeners ever since I've been on this network, I'm a member of a gym, just like Miss Adrian is. And I find it very vital, if we can't get to the gym, then we should find a track in our neighborhood or something that's near us, all right, or stay physically fit. And yoga, along with Qigong and Tai Chi and things of that nature, are very vital as we grow older. And really, you start at a young age, okay? And just to share with Sister Corinne, I ran a little track in high school. I did a little boxing for a year, because that was the man-on-man thing back in the day, Sister Corinne. But I took up my first gym membership in '86 and haven't looked back. And for those of us who are getting older, all right, and just sitting in the chair with the remote, and I always advocate, and you guys know, we try to bring health and healing. We got Brother Rashad up here. Now we have Sister Corinne, all the way from that lovely island, which I hope to visit within the next 3 or 4 months while you guys up here dealing with the snow, unless you're living on the West Coast. It's a little warm in your neck of the woods. But, Sister Corinne, quick question from me. I just say all that to say this. As we grow older, I'm 66 years young, and I feel 36 because, as I've shared, and like I said, this is nothing new to the listeners up here on my show and on other networks. We discuss this topic all the time. I believe that diet, as we get older, is very vital, all right, to sustain our health. And as we grow older and we eat properly, all right, it's a form of anti-aging, which means that we all age, but we age gracefully, and with less problems in life. And like I said, 66. I'm not under any medications. I've been plant-based for a while, Sister Corinne. And the only thing I deal with now is my visual impairment, which I unfortunately have. I got diagnosed at a young age when I was in my early 30s. And I'm just blessed to be in a position where I can exercise, and hopefully one day I may be able to wake up, and sometime you pass the point of no return, but I'm in excellent shape, okay? I've trained people in the past in the gym. So with that being said, how does yoga and diet fit in? Because I noticed that you said the more you practice yoga, you got closer with Most High, okay? And some of us have different names for him, God, Allah, Yahweh, Jehovah. But it's all one. If you're in the same boat with one, in the belief of one creator, then we're all in the same boat, sis. But I found out that the more intermittent fasting, I practice that along with eating as clean as possible. And I find myself, as I grow older, more prayerful because I'm more in tune. The diet puts you closer to Most High, all right? So does your diet play anything? Do you feel like diet plays your level in spirituality? That's my question to you, sis.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. If you go back to yoga believes in moderation in everything. Diet, exercise, even in your spiritual pursuit. Yoga says, yoga doesn't demand that we go up to a cave in the Himalayas and not participate in life, a family life. So moderation. In terms of diet, because yoga and Ayurveda are so closely linked, Ayurveda also tells us for different body types, different diets are most useful. For some people, eating only plant-based really works. For other constitutions, animal protein is needed. So it's not a strict rules. It really depends on your constitution. But when you have a healthy body, where all the systems are working, if your digestive system is working, your respiratory system is working. When that is working, that vagus nerve that goes all the way down through the lungs by the diaphragm, as that gets healthily moved as you're inhaling and exhaling, that's connected to your central nervous system. You're healthy, you have a quiet mind, you're not agitated. That means you're more in the parasympathetic nervous system side of the body, which means you're not producing cortisol and unhealthy byproducts. So, yeah, it's all connected. I agree with you, Forrest.
Well, thank you, Sister Corinne, because as I always tell people, look, I don't tell you what to eat. I just see what works for you, and it definitely works for me because I know how it makes me feel. So I think I'm on the right track, you know. But yes. Yes. Thank you for that insight, Sister Corinne. I'd just like to say, I'm going to turn the mic back over to Sister Ariel, but I'd just like to say we do have our zapper, Ariel, on Mr. Williams. So when he hears noise, he's going to zap him, you know. But let me say this to listeners. I believe if you are muted, you can hit *6 and ask the question or make a comment. You know, come on now, y'all know how we do up here on my show. All right, even if you have to make a comment, say thank you for coming on. You know,
thank you for coming on for us.
Yeah, not me. I'm talking about Sister Corinne. Sister Corinne and Ariel. So I'm going to be quiet and turn this back over to Sister Ariel because she's co-piloting with me, and Sister Corinne is leaning back now in her chair, enjoying the conversation with the ladies here and the gentlemen. Because I know Dr. James up here. So, Dr. James, put down that Popeye's chicken and make a comment. Anyway, I'm going to turn back over to
He said he won't tell you what to eat, but he's telling him to put it down. I think he's telling her what to eat.
He can't talk with a mouthful of food. So, Sister Ariel, I'm turning this back over to you, sis.
He just told me I can't have my Snicker bar, too. Even though I haven't had a Snicker bar in months now. But, I just wanted to say thank you so much for your presentation. I'm chiming in late, so I'm sorry about that. I didn't get a chance to get all of that. I'm working on some other things. But just to ask the question, I wanted to say that what I've noticed, like in particular, that you were just saying something about different people being able to eat different things. And as my godmother was following the information guide that she had, she was saying, like, according to your blood type, certain foods that's better for you than others according to your blood type. So if you have some information like that, could you just go into that a little bit for me?
I'm sorry to say that I'm not well versed in that, but my daughter and son-in-law are doctors of Chinese medicine, and they have told me that, yes, absolutely, there's a scientific basis and a spiritual basis for these different body constitutions, and that it's never good to go by somebody else's dogma, to figure out what is good for you, or see a TCM or an Ayurvedic doctor, and really find out what foods are best for your constitution, because that changes over time too. I was a very strict vegetarian in my younger years, but as I've gotten older, I actually have put some animal protein back into my diet, and I feel better now. Which, you know, if you would have told me that 20 years ago, I would have denied it and say, no way, I'm not eating any animal protein. So I think being open to it and being open to researching and asking experts is a really good idea.
Right, and that's what I've heard a lot of people saying, that you have to be really sensitive and find out what works for you with your particular body and with your system and things of that nature. Because some people say to deplete all of the protein, animal protein, for certain people is not really a good thing. And I have seen reversals of people, things that they are formerly able to take in, they're not able to do at a later age. And even like, for instance, with my daughter, as a younger, she was able to eat seafood or shell foods like that, shellfish and stuff like that. But as she got older, she wasn't able to do that. She has a allergic reaction, and it was the complete opposite for her father. Who was able to, he wasn't able to take in anything like that. But at a certain age, he was the total opposite, and he can have all of that. So of course he went crazy with it. Was able to do it, but I noticed that in like particular things in the body. With my godmother, she was saying according to her blood type, which was a little odd. It was certain foods that she wasn't able to eat, and they weren't as good for her as others. So she really had to start doing the research and seeing how everything affects her body to do better, you know.
Right. I went to an Ayurvedic doctor about 4 or 5 years ago in Costa Rica because I have some medical conditions. And she gave me a special diet and different combinations of foods to eat at certain times, even during the day, at what time of day, because our digestive process, according to our constitution, is stronger or weaker at different hours during the day or night. So that then informs you, should you be eating fruits or cooked food or raw food at different times of day, but it's very individual to each person.
Right. That's true. And I noticed that even I had a gastric bypass to lose weight on like 2013. But I noticed that they had to reintroduce the food to you, and you had to eat it at a certain way, a certain time. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because now your system went back to pure, just as a like an infant, you know, and you had to reintroduce all these things because your body couldn't tolerate them. You had to build up, and you can have this, and we always had to have the protein and certain types and stuff like that. So that's why pretty much I was just asking any information that you have about that, and what do you guys know? Well, thank you.
I definitely think that, like Corinne said, you can try different things. Like maybe you can go to Ayurvedic doctor. I know my friend, she studied traditional Chinese medicine, like Corinne was saying. Her daughter and her son-in-law study, but like you can find different holistic doctors that may also be able to help you. Like to, you know, because obviously, like you just said, as we grow older too, our body changes, and also just because of the way that food is, especially in America, our food is like manipulated a lot before we get it, and it affects our bodies in different ways. We can develop like many different allergies, or just get rid of them. But just being aware of all that is important.
And that's why we really have to be careful how we introduce diet and eating habits, new eating habits to other people, because they really have to understand at the end of the day it's pretty much an individual thing.
Yeah, you know? It is, yeah. And I think just to be, again, just being aware, like, even when people are like, oh, I'm vegan, and they like would demonize people who eat meat, I don't think that's necessary. I think that people do, like you said, have to figure out what works for them and do that in a healthy way. And there definitely are ways to be more holistic about your eating habits and develop like happier, like, and healthier eating habits. I think like what I've heard people say, like trainers or dietitians, or like, you know, I don't really like the word diet. I think we should just develop, you know, just a better like
terminology.
Yeah, like I think we should develop a better relationship with our foods and not feel like we have to completely restrict ourselves. We can, like, let's say if you like chocolate, maybe try eating dark chocolate, or like maybe make your own type of like dark chocolate desserts, like reintroduce it to yourself but in a healthier way. And like creation, I think that's important.
Yeah, I was listening to Forrest before we got on this call, and he was telling me to research different ways of doing things, because we was talking about biscuits.
Yeah.
It's the right way to make a biscuit that could be healthy for you if you're going to do it, you know, because I was saying, well, I'm a Graham biscuit girl when I was eating them, or homemade, more homemade than anything.
Yeah.
Oh, Ariel, I don't know if you remember this, but we were having lunch together in Costa Rica at Terry's place.
Yeah.
And I remember something was served, and you looked at me and you said, "It is so green." And I just started laughing.
It was probably that soup. It was that gazpacho soup. I never had cold soup before. It was very green. Yeah.
Like a pea soup or something? Like a pea soup or something? Oh, okay.
That was my first time having to eat vegan for I think it was 3 weeks. We ate vegan completely, and that was also a test because I'm used to and it also just having food in a portion way too, because I'm used to I'm a comfort eater, so if I'm eating, I'm I just want to finish this bag instead of just stopping.
But Ariel, you know what? Since those days, as I've evolved in my practice, when I first started teaching yoga, it was vegan, vegetarian, no caffeine whatsoever. And then now I go, you know what? If you guys want coffee in the morning, go ahead, have coffee. Have black tea. Because I realize, again, that different constitutions, especially when you're thrown into a different country, a different daily routine, you can't learn if your body physically is feeling deprived. It's not the best learning environment.
No,
so
and even when you do deep,
Yeah, so I've gentled and been kinder through the years to the students.
Yeah, I think that's yeah.
And you really have to learn how to be like that with people, because sometimes you can't give them any information unless you learn about presentation of, because people are really harsh.
Yeah, True. That's true. Well, thank you, Deborah and Corinne. Does anybody have any other questions before we head off?
Really open the eye. Okay, you there? Mic check. Are you there?
Yes, we're here.
Okay, all right. So, Corinne, wait a minute now. Mr. Williams, I don't know if you can hear me. I think somebody's trying to talk while we talking. You might have to,
I heard that too.
Yeah, you might have to mute them, Mr. Williams. Thank you. All right. So, Corinne, another question. And family, please, by all means, because some of you guys might be talking on mute. Sometimes I know people forget to hit the unmute button to ask a question or comment, depending on topic. But when you, Corinne, first started yoga, what drew you to yoga, and how often do you practice, and how many, if it's past an hour, or do you, what we used to do in the gym, we call it a split session. Sometimes during my little 20s and 30s, we used to, I had a team. I used to train with 2 other guys. And we would come in early in the morning after we had breakfast and train, and come back later on that evening. Like we come in 9, 10 at the gym. Then, of course, eat, that bodybuilder's mentality, eat. I've changed my diet.
Mm-hmm.
And then come back in the gym at 5 or 6, train for an hour and a half. When you first started, well, I shouldn't say first started, but now that you're a woman of gracious age, do you still keep the same regimen you did now as you did in the beginning, or have you cut back? Because just to share one more thing, one thing about lifting and bodybuilding in the gym is that if you put in a good 12 to 15 years of solid weight training, and I would recommend now, because I've learned a lot, I would have mixed calisthenics in, even though every now and then we did, I would have mixed more calisthenics in with weight training. But your body has a memory. Your cells store, your cells in your body, they have a memory, and they remember things. So now, instead of going in there and doing what they call balls to the walls type of workout, what we do now is, for us gentlemen a little older who spent mostly half of our life in the gym, you go in there and you can do 45 minutes, just to touch up and maintain what those previous years have built up in your body. So this way, you just use things that you want to keep strong, bis, tris, quadriceps, hamstrings, because the old saying, Corinne, if you don't use it, you're going to lose it. So
Yep.
With that being said, back then, all right, as opposed to now, what is the difference in your training regimen?
In my younger years, I was doing more Ashtanga Vinyasa, which is a very rigorous practice. Now my practice is much more subtle. I'll do, like Ariel was saying when we were training together, I'll do a half an hour of different breathing techniques. And the breathing techniques that I do, some of them really, really tone the core muscles. And then other ones are more balancing of your energies on the right and left side. But I'll do that for half an hour. And then I will also use what we call the Ayurvedic acupuncture pressure points to ensure that the chi, the prana, the life force is flowing unimpeded through my body. That'll take me half hour. Then I'll do an hour of the asanas or the yoga postures, but I don't do the vigorous routine of vinyasa like I used to do 20 years ago. I do a modified one because I have arthritis, so I'm doing more therapeutic yoga positions now and sequences. But on a good day, when I don't have other family obligations, it's an hour and a half practice. But like you were saying, I also do gym things. So I'll do cardio, I'll be lifting weights, and then, again, on a good day, I'll work with my horses too. So I like to stay active throughout the whole morning.
Can you say that for the beginning, Corinne? Thank you. You said your pressure points. So what is that?
Okay, so just as in Chinese medicine, they have acupuncture pressure points, right? Okay. So in Ayurveda, they're called marma points, and these are points in the body from the top of your head to the tip of your toes that are related to your respiratory system, your digestive system, your menstrual cycle, circulation, all the anatomical systems. So by manipulating those points either with your finger or through yoga postures, like remember when we have back bends or forward folds, we are encouraging the flow of energy throughout the body, but you can also do it by touching different points. So I've developed a practice now that incorporates that. Oh, and then I also, you know me, I love mantra. So there's a lot of chanting in Sanskrit because Sanskrit, the language, is a vibratory language, and vibration is nothing more than energy. So you're manipulating energy through your voice. And that vibration is going through your joints. It's going through your respiratory system. So that's part of my first half hour of practice. And then I do the physical postures and then meditation at the end.
Okay, thank you.
Corinne, question,
yes.
Or comment for us again, because you know I'm big time into my health. Ariel will tell you that. Now, one thing I learned, because one thing about physical fitness, as you go along, you educate yourself to things that if you look back, because when you're young, like I said, you want to lift the gym with the guys who was the strongest, who could lift the most. But that was a mistake because one of the myths that's in gym is no pain, no gain. That's not true. If you got pain, you stop. Okay?
Yep.
You weren't supposed to do that, but we struggle through it. That's the manly thing. In certain cases, women train in the gym with the guys too, and I guess it was the womanly thing because the guys were doing it. But what supplementation are you taking for your arthritis? And Ariel shared with me that your daughter is an acupuncturist. Is that true?
Yes.
So has the daughter given the mama any acupuncture?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Now she came back to Costa Rica, so I'm getting weekly treatments from her and her husband. And in terms of no pain, no gain, what we, as yoga practitioners, what we've tried to be really aware of, what is nerve pain and what is muscle pain. So when I'm doing a deep stretch, when I come out of the stretch, the discomfort is gone, I knew that was okay to do. If the discomfort continues, that means that I really irritated not only the muscle, ligament, skeletal system, but I was irritating that nerve sheath that's running through. So that was too much. So then next time I need to pull back. And that's how we gauge how vigorous a practice we want to have day by day.
Okay, now, just to share with you, for the last week, Monday through Friday, there's a gentleman. He's very well known. His name is Dr. Rosenbaum, right, Ariel?
Rosenberg
or Baum?
Oh, yeah.
Which one?
Let me look. Sorry.
Okay. Wonderful gentleman is Andy Rosen. I'm going to let Ariel fill that in real quick.
Give me 1 second.
That's a shame. I should know my acupuncturist last name, Sister Corinne. I don't want to get it messed up.
Give me 1 second. Rosenfarb.
Rosenfarb, F-A-R-B?
Yes.
Okay, yes. And he's had, for the last week, just to share with you, Corinne, and listening audience, because I mentioned this on John. We have an eye care show, by the way, on here, Sister Corinne, and with John Monroe. And the brother is a holistic eye health practitioner. He was a student of Dr. Deborah Banker. So what happened was, the first week, excellent, and just family, I would invite you guys, because you have to come out of pocket. And I think, unfortunately, here in the United States, because Corinne is wonderfully relocated, probably in a more healthy environment, but this is why politically certain politicians have pushed for Medicare for all, all right, because no one should, if something's going to help someone, then that health practice ought to be allowed for that person for optimum health. But Corinne, I'm a strict believer in the fact that it's not the cure, but the money is in wait a minute now. Let me get the correct saying for this. It's about the not the cure, but come on, Ariel, work with me on this.
I'm thinking. I know what you're trying to say, but
you know what I'm trying to say. Now, you know what, Corinne? Any other time I say it to anybody, it rolls right off my tongue. Now it's like it's a tongue twister now. And if David is on, he's supposed to work with it. The money. Okay, here you go. The money is in the not the cure. You understand where I'm trying to go with that, Sister Corinne? So
and the treatment, but the cure.
And the treatment, there it is. That's the money is in the treatment, not the cure. There you go. And it always rolls off my tongue, Sister Corinne. So with that being said, all right, come out of pocket. And I've been going to this wonderful gentleman. All right, when you walk in the lobby, if Ariel send you some pictures. Chinese.
He studied traditional Chinese medicine.
Right. He went to China and he studied, and you can see it on the walls in the lobby there. And I'm gonna tell you something. I've had acupuncture before, but this gentleman when he puts those the acupuncture, and this is not to scare anybody, all right, but when he hits you with those needles, you feel them, but after a while, it's just like you don't. If you understand what I'm saying. When your daughter gets
absolutely.
Treatment, can you feel them a little?
Okay, it's two ways. My daughter, she has magic hands. When she gives me a treatment, and I think it's I hate to sound sexist, but I think it's the female energy. When she works on me, I don't feel the needles, and I get this incredible high that I absolutely love. When her husband works on me, it's a more brusque type of energy. I get to the same place afterwards, but I can feel that it's a little different. But what they have both told me about acupuncture is that what is happening when that needle, it first has to go through the first layers of skin, and it can sting, and then you have to kind of get past that stinging, achy feeling and let it go a little deeper, and then that's when the magic is happening.
Right.
But sometimes, like some days, I'm feeling so sensitive that even her just touching one of my inflamed joints is not nice. So there's no way I'm going to let her touch me with a needle. So I get what you're saying. But I reach for it. Now when I'm on the table, I reach for that feeling because I can feel that energy flowing freely through that joint after about 20 to 30 minutes. And it ebbs and flows, at least for me in my experience.
Well, let me say this. I recommend it. I've had it done on 3 different times by 3 different practitioners, all right? And I know they use the oils, but this gentleman doesn't use the oils. I'm getting the electric or the electric current on the end. He puts it over the eyebrow, on the side of the temples, all right? I would encourage anybody, all right, if you have some spare change, get it, all right? Because it's a 2-week treatment, Monday through Friday. I'm in there for 2.5 to 3 hours, and you do feel good when you get up. When they put them in, they pull them out. One day it could be 1 treatment, the next day it'll be 2 treatments. So, family, I would highly recommend acupuncture. And we have a gentleman that was on earlier. He asked the first question, David. He does. I don't know if you're familiar with this, Sister Corinne, the iTerra, the machine. And Sister Nabil deals with the pendulum, which actually gives a vibration on good and bad of what's going on in the body. And also, one time I went shopping with Sister Nabil at Whole Foods, and she put the pendulum over the organic vegetables. Because that's all I eat is organic, and it tells you if it gives you a good reading or a bad reading. So, I'll put that back. Get that has a high energy. And foods do have a frequency. We know that, So that's very, very vital, in the course of living, And, on this network, because we have 22 different shows now, Sister Corinne, now that I know your mindset and where you're coming from, which is about health and healing and nutrition and basically just keeping the body in optimum shape, I'll have Ariel reach out to you on shows that are vital, because after my show, we have Sister Sharon Stevens out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Sharon Clements, she'll be coming on, and she actually has a constituency, clients, where they do fasting, okay? And she does the intermittent fasting, and the people who follow her, all right, they do like the 12 hours, the 15 hours. They build themselves out to 24 hours, and they stay in contact. And sometimes when people get a little weak, because it's you have to be disciplined to go through it. I tell people, look, when you go to sleep, we were talking about this last week, you're fasting. You're not eating anything. You're not drinking anything. It's after you wake up how you can extend it, or the night before how you had that last meal. You get a little hungry, you might do a little lemon water to alkalize your blood. But see, the thing is, right, is that I tell people every last one of us has the gift of discipline. Sometimes you just have to grin and bear and keep that healthy snack near you. Ball your fist up and say, I'm not going to be influenced by the things that I know I shouldn't put in my body, and stay strong, because I've never really had a weight problem. I graduated high school in 1975. I know what year you graduated, Corinne, because it's 4 years different between us, so I'm not going to mention it. And the only thing I want to say is that it took me a while to get there. I didn't just become plant-based overnight, okay? And it took me a while to get there, but in my mind, I said, I want to get there. And your mind, I think, is one of the most powerful gifts that that Most High, God, whatever you want to name the Creator, it's all magnificent. He gave us that, and we just have to tap into that. It's so very, very vital. And like you said, meditating. Over here, you can't hear it. I don't think you shouldn't be able to, because I tell everybody else put this stuff on mute. But on my Sirius XM, for the last 2 months, I have not turned this on anything other than the nice music with the butterflies, the water, the chirping of the birds. Luckily, I have this on Sirius XM, and I'm telling you, it grounds you, and it makes you just want to sit down and just get into the flow of the music. But anyway, I don't want to hog the show, even though it is my show, family, every Saturday between 6 and 8. And Corinne, I'm just saying, I'm just so grateful that you're here. So I don't want to hold up too much of your time, and I envy you, because when you hang up the phone and we leave each other on this line, all right, we got to deal with this gray clouds out here. It's a little balmy, but now I guess where you're located, you can see the wonderful ocean down there, can't you? And you could stick your feet in the sand and pull out a folding chair and drink some coconut water down there. I mean, how's the weather down there, Sister Corinne?
Well, quite honestly, for us, we're in the middle of rainy season right now, so it's raining cats and dogs.
Well, how's the humidity? I mean, what are you, 80 degrees, 85?
I'm in the mountains, so we are generally about 75 degrees Fahrenheit all year round. Right now it's rainy season. By December, it'll be dry season. We're very near the equator, so the sun comes up at 5:30 in the morning, and it leaves at 5:36 at night. But, yeah, it's beautiful here. But, Forrest, one thing I did want to say, I forgot, you had asked me if I take any medications. Mm-hmm. And I have had rheumatoid arthritis since I was 25 years old. Okay. And I'm not on any medication. The yoga practice is keeping me moving. I mean, I'm not like, a 30-year-old yogi that you see on magazines, but I have a really full life, and I credit the yoga practice, and as you just said, using your mind to make the choices every single day. Am I going to get up and do my practice? Am I going to eat an apple or a donut? The mind is really powerful.
Right. Well, you know what, sis? You're taking God's medication. You're doing the yoga. Mm. And also, if I'm not mistaken, because Sister Renee used to say this when she was on our network, the leaves of the trees will be for the healing of the nations. And it also says, let fruit be thy meat, okay? Mm. So as Brother David also says, there was never a grill in the Garden of Eden. So we just have to be mindful about what we put in our bodies and get the discipline. And maybe down the road we can have a show, family, especially for my listening audience, all right, is that what is more important to you, all right? This is just my thought, and this is why the name of the podcast or the network, Sister Corinne, is called Grown Folk. We all grown up here, talking, express yourself. Progressive Podcast Network, because we don't talk, as Brother Leon would say, about Larry, Moe, and Curly, the Three Stooges. We don't talk about Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck. We're all grown, and we're trying to have intelligent conversation here so we can exercise the brain cells in our mind so that we can encourage and inspire each other. Because after COVID hit, it really took a lot out of people because a lot of people went locked down. Unfortunately, domestic violence went up. We have a domestic violence show, by the way, sis. We cover everything on this network, right? And I want to get, and in fact, I'm going to reach out to you, Corinne, because I know some of our indigenous brothers and sisters are down there in that neck of the woods. I'm looking for somebody that's progressive who wants to come in here from your neck of the woods and wants to tell us what's really going on down there in your country and how they're trying to improve life, because we have different shows up here where we talk about trying to improve each other, meet with each other, and dispel some of the bad things that people are putting out or trying to program in people that is not correct. All right? So we don't represent any label. I don't care if a person is a Democrat, a Republican, an independent. If you're coming across with something that's going to be prosperous, you're talking about everybody here at the end of the day is able to lay down in a comfortable bed, put their head on a pillow, have enough food in their house to feed their family, and enough jobs to go around so that this way everybody can have a quality of life for themselves and for their family and for those people who have had to have their crown tip, meaning that they have a mental instability. I believe every municipality or every city ought to be able to take care of their citizens because they are human beings, and because they fall a little short mentally, they should be taken care of. There's no reason why you have veterans who have put their life on the line. You go out to California. It's over here in New Jersey, too, Sister Corinne, where they're out in cardboard boxes living. Yeah. I mean, I have family in California, and they said for blocks you can see veterans underneath the bridges on the streets. I just don't understand that. But in a way I do, because these politicians always talk about, yes, we have to take care of our veterans. Well, then why are they homeless? Oh, well, they had a problem. Well, maybe they had a problem. Yeah, okay, so what are you putting in place? You're spending all that money to fund the war, and you can't put 100 or you can't put 50 billion back in this country so that we can set up institutions to take care of these people, to help these people? I just don't get it. I just don't, There's a lot of dysfunction going on in government, and it's called, well, hey, I got enough money, do what I say, to empower the people who could care less about us. And I'm sure you're familiar with Michael Jackson wrote a song a long time ago. It's called They Don't Care About Us. Yeah. And I'm not even going to go into Prince. But anyway, I'll just conclude by saying that. And Sister Ariel says, and Corinne, I'm going to be talking to you, sis, because we need to touch base more with our country down there, because I've heard so many wonderful things about it. And when it gets a little cold up here, I think I'll be taking a little vacation. I look forward to shaking your hand, because I need a vacation, But Ariel, I'm gonna let you finish up, and then I'm gonna take over after you, Sister Ariel, because you may have. It's up to you if you want to ask anybody if they have any questions or comments before we end this segment of the show. Go right ahead, Sister Ariel. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Forrest. Yeah, so if anybody has any other questions, Corinne, I don't know if you have to run. I know I'm a little bit over from what I told you. But
No, it's okay, Ariel.
Okay, thank you. But yeah, I just want to thank, before anybody has any other questions, just to thank Corinne, thank Forrest, and the Grown Folk Talking podcast team for their help to join. But yeah, just thanking everybody for listening, for joining. I really appreciate it. This is my first time doing any type of podcast, talk, or conversation, and I just hope everybody enjoyed it. Do we have any other last-minute closing questions? Or
listening audience, take yourself off mute, all right? Sister Corinne's about to get in the plane, and she's going back, all right?
No,
she's about to take off now. She's waving. Anybody have questions or comments? Going once. Okay, there you go. Go ahead. Go right ahead.
Yeah, I haven't been preoccupied. I couldn't chime in at the time when they were speaking. I want to thank both of the guests. I'm sorry, Corinne, and what's the other young lady name?
Ariel.
It's nice meeting you. Welcome to Grown Folks Talking. Precious Health, this is Nabila, and I want to just thank you for both of you for the presentation. I've been a yoga practitioner for at least 53 years. Okay, so yeah, I'm an old folks. I'm in my 70s, so I'm really grateful. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that. Yes. So at any rate, yeah, everything was just really on time, and it's just a good reminder. And I want to continue with it. They do it. That would keep it. Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to get out of this building here. But nevertheless, yeah, the young lady asked about blood type, and I'm knowledgeable about blood type, but right now I don't think it's a good time. Maybe I'll just speak on it at my podcast, because there are actually 4 or 5 blood types. So I will share with them at another time. My podcast is Let Us Heal the World. So I'm into the health field too as well, holistically, as well as, a little bit of conventional, but not much, But I want to thank you and both of you for your presentation. It was excellent. And it's everything that I've learned about yoga. So I'm going to continue to practice and just, continue to grow younger. Just enjoy it, because I love the position. My children used to say, my mother's weird. She stands on her head. So I've mastered it. And I've mastered all the things. And, I do the acupressure and Reiki. I'm a Reiki master. So I'm into the arts. And, we're just all one family. So thank you all. It was excellent. And I'm in God willing, I will share the blood type with, the other, the audience, the sister who asked about it at another time, okay? Because I know you want to leave, so you have a good night.
Thank you, Sister Nabila. Can you tell us when your show is too?
It's every second and fourth Saturday of the month at 8:30.
Okay. And I actually.
Okay.
No, I was just going to say, I met you when we did the Sananga ceremony. I was there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think
Wasn't that awesome?
Yeah, you came later in the class, but I taught like a yoga class before we did the Sananga ceremony.
Yes, okay, right. Yeah, thank you, yeah, because I enjoyed that. I really wanted to experience, the drops, and I did, and it got rid of my floaters.
Oh, nice.
It was excellent, yes, but I enjoyed that. So I hope to talk with you both again, and I'm going to continue with my yoga, until, God calls me back. So it's been beneficial. Yes, my son, I remember he was about 3 years of age when I started the yoga, indulging. And I went to various schools, and, I also do nutritional therapy as well as I'm trying to remember my certification was fitness and nutrition as well as some of the others. So we're all on the same page, and we're going to get this, done in terms of helping people to stay healthy. And you're a wonderful person. I mean, I do recall at the time there when I saw everyone at the farm. I'm not the farm. What is it called?
Yeah, the Rabbit Hole Farm, yeah.
That's true. Okay, honey, and take care, both of you. God bless you, and just continue being the wonderful persons and people that you are, and we're going to share, and we're all in this together, and let us heal ourselves, and heal the world as well, okay?
Yes, thank you so much for that. It means a lot.
And God bless you both, okay? And have a good night.
Good night. Hello.
Hello, how you doing? This is Dr. James.
Dr. James.
Yeah.
Former yoga student. Go right ahead, Dr. James.
Regardless of what Forrest says, I don't eat Popeye's chicken. I eat baked chicken. And like King David said, Popeye don't even eat chicken, he eats spinach. The other thing is, Forrest keep talking about going to Costa Rica. He just trying to get a free vacation. But anyway, I'm going to just ask you a question. I want to do yoga. Are you going to have a yoga podcast?
Yes, I am going to be focusing on yoga. It might be other topics as well, but yeah, I'm going to start off with focusing on yoga, yes.
You don't know when and what time, right?
I was planning on starting my podcast in November, but I haven't worked out the dates and the times yet. I'm working with Forrest and Issa and the people in Grown Folks Talking to sort that out.
All right. The other thing is, how many meals a day do you eat? Anybody have suggestions on that?
Do you want to start first, Karen?
Well, I didn't understand the question. I'm sorry.
What?
I did.
You didn't understand my question?
Yeah, repeat it, Dr. James.
I just said, how many meals per day should you eat?
Oh, again, I think that's really, really individual to the person and to the age. For me, I have the type of constitution where I can eat 1 to 1.5 meals in a day and I'm fine, but that's because of my Ayurvedic constitution that I have. My daughter needs to eat 3 to 4 times a day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm 63. I'm 63. Mm-hmm. So I get away with sometimes just eating 1 meal a day, and I feel pretty good. Sometimes I eat 2.
Mm-hmm. To me, that's the indicator. If you feel good and you are able to live the physical and emotional life that you want to live on that kind of fuel, then I think you're on the right track.
All right, that's all. So I look forward to the yoga podcast.
Thank you.
Well, Dr. James, now you got time to get your Speedos and your tight gym shirt ready so you can do some stretching over there. So we're going to start one in November, Doc, so you can start stretching.
Right.
Get up. And
you might be down in Costa Rica by then. You might be down in Costa Rica.
And I'm gonna have Leon turn on the camera on the huddle so that this way we can look at you stretching.
All right.
Well, Ariel, if I could just take the time to say thank you so much to you for reaching out to me. Forrest, it's been a pleasure to get to know you via the podcast, and all of your friends on this meeting. It's been very inspirational to me and an honor, so thank you very much.
Thank you. Looking forward to you coming back, because Ariel is going to start her show soon, Sister Corinne, so won't be the last time we meet. Plane's about to take off. I'd like to say on behalf of Grown Folks Talking, the door's closing, pulling back. Dr. James is sitting up there in the place where you see the planes go off with a big box of Popeyes. But we'd just like to thank you, Sister Corinne, for coming in on Grown Folks Talking, Express Yourself, Progressive Podcast Network. You are now officially family, sister, and we're going to welcome you back, and Ariel will be in contact with you maybe for our first show. Officially it'll be her show. We're looking forward to you coming back. And once again, thank you. And if you want to, like I said, you could. I know if you don't have anything to do, you could 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. We have Sharon Clemens coming on. Wonderful wealth of information. I think you would enjoy listening to her show.
Okay.
She does the fasting thing, and we didn't really get too much into the fasting, but in a way you did, because when you talk about diet, if you understand, when you try to clean your diet up, you try to go you try to see how long you can go and start doing like maybe 10 hours to build up to 12. There's a gentleman I listen to named Rob Spence. And he fasts 20 hours a day. He has a 4-hour window to eat. And once you start training your body like that, you find you don't have to eat much, just nutrient-dense meals. And I'm at the, listen, I could go a whole month and just have liquid, seeds and nuts. That's it. I've got my body to that point, and I enjoy it. And you feel not only light as a feather, but you get in there and you have so much energy in the gym, So thank you, Sister Corinne, once again for coming on. And we'll be in contact because vacation time is coming for me another 3 or 4 months. I need to come down there and enjoy just nature. So peace and blessings to you and your family. And
hello.
Tell your daughter to save some those acupuncture needles. I'm gonna come down.
Okay.
I appreciate
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Somebody want to say something real quick?
Yeah.
Go right ahead.
It's Carolyn.
Oh, Sister Carol, go right ahead. This is my vice president, Corinne. We gotta let her say something.
I was just saying, it was great, and I came in a little bit late, but Can you hear me?
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay.
Sister Carol,
all right. So I was saying that it was a podcast, and I came in a little bit late, but I got part of it. And, I was getting ready to start yoga, and I hurt my back. So I'm on the injured list. So as soon as I can, I'm going to start. One of my co-workers has gotten into it, and she does warm yoga. And so she has invited the rest to start.
Okay, that's great.
Ariel?
Yes, correct.
Ariel, maybe I think her name was Carolyn or Sister Carol.
Yes.
If you, I've been through many injuries and surgeries, and Ariel, she knows pranayama. And if your doctor says it's all right, I'm not sure what happened to your back, but if you're allowed to breathe, there are wonderful rejuvenating yoga breathing techniques that you can do right now from a chair, from your bed, lying down, sitting up, standing up, that are wonderful to get you ready for when you can do physical postures. But if you can breathe, you can do pranayama, and I would urge you to consult with Ariel, and perhaps you can start your yoga practice tomorrow. Just doing breathing first.
Yeah, I do think breathing is a great start.
All right, that's interesting to know.
Thank you, Corinne. Yeah, I think that is a great thing.
Well, thank you, Sister Carol. That's my vice president, by the way, Corinne.
Hello.
Wonderful. She's located in Long Island. Okay. Yes. Home of Eddie Murphy. All right. Now, okay.
I think there was Forrest. I think there was one more person. I heard
yeah, I know. I was about to say something. Okay. Somebody else wants to make a comment, a question?
Yeah,
comment real quick.
Yes, Michael.
Go ahead, Brother Michael.
Sometimes your shows are recorded. Is this one going to be recorded?
This is recorded, yes.
Oh, okay, so I can listen to it later because I came in late. Okay, so my name is Michael, and I'll be with Sharon Clemens on her next show. I do the Beamers because a lot of people was asking about it. If you want to know, 8:30.
Yes. 8:30, yes, sir. 8:30 p.m. Her show starts on time.
All right, thank you. I will definitely listen.
And we appreciate you coming on, even though you're a little early. But you're never too early because we have a lot of shows. We're open Monday through Sunday every day with different shows and wonderful hosts and wonderful guests and listeners like yourself, Michael. So thank you for coming. Appreciate you. You know.
Yes.
Anybody else, real quick? Corinne's plane's about to take off. She's running down the runway behind the plane. Hurry up before she's slowing up. Corinne about to jump in the plane. Anybody else, real quick, before Corinne makes
Brother Forrest.
Yes, go right ahead, Vito. Go ahead. Hurry up. Go ahead, Vito.
Yeah, really quick.
Yes,
Don't dismiss Bugs Bunny. The laughter yoga is a powerful healing tool. So I believe in Bugs Bunny. That's it.
Okay, Vito. Vito. Hey, Corinne. Vito Harley. When we first started our network up here, Vito was real quiet. We say, "Who's this number belong to?" Now Vito's getting up here, boy. I mean, he's part of the family now. Well, he is family. You know him. Hey, tell Bev I said hello, Vito. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Anybody else, real quick?
Thank you, ladies.
Oh,
thank you.
Okay. Well, Corinne, thank you very much. We'll be in contact, sis, and you stay safe.
Thank you very much. Thank you to all of you. Have a good evening.
You too. All right. Now,
bye-bye.
We're listening audience, don't go anywhere. We're not finished. All right. Now, let me say something while Ariel's still on here. Now, for the longest, because I mentioned to Sister Cal when we first started the network, I said we need to have a virtual yoga show up here. All right. So, Sister Ariel, by the end of next week, I'll announce it on my show. All right. She will have a virtual. And then for those of you who are not too sophisticated, savvy with the technology, you can listen in. And Ariel is very descriptive and articulate enough to tell you where to reach, what to do. And it's something general because, let's face it, some of you guys listening, you're not only leaving your couch, you're not leaving the comfort of your home. And there's nothing wrong with that if that's your, listen, it's okay. Now we're going to have grown folks. This is where we grow here. We're going to have something for you to listen to or look at while you're at home, okay? And then you can practice something that will keep you healthy, along with eating well, okay? So, with that being said, I'd like to thank Ariel for coming on, and Ariel will come back next week and announce with a number for her show, okay? But it's connected with grown folks, but she'll have her own number for you guys to tune in because some of you guys may want to ask her questions, all right? And she also will have private instructions, all right, meaning that if you're local or if you're within a certain range, she could come to you and basically give you one-on-one, like when Bruce Lee trained Chuck Norris and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And I don't know if those of us of a certain age, y'all remember James Coburn, our man Flint? Yes. Bruce Lee taught quite a few actors martial arts. Okay, so yes, this is Ariel's like a Miss Bruce Lee. Okay, and she can teach you yoga, and she's very good at it. She's taught me some things. I went to the rabbit hole when we had the Sananga, and you guys know I shared it with you. And also, we have YouTube. It's right on YouTube. It's on our YouTube channel, Grown Folks Talking. Punch it in. All right? It's right there. You can see some snippets of the, you remember Mr. Williams, Professor Williams up here. It comes on Fridays at 8 p.m., all right? He sat in for me with Professor Avery Alexander, okay? The sister who reversed her stage 4 cancer, all right? So, family, do you see what we do up here? We're growing. We try to encourage everybody to stay healthy, and we try to make an exchange amongst us all. And listeners, look, I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you because we learn something new all the time when we exchange. We're a family up here. Everybody feels a comfort zone up here. And some of you guys, we have off-the-cuff conversations, all right? And you call me, and we talk all the time. And I just like to say, being the founder of this network, I appreciate everybody who's up here. I really do. Because we have good times. Hey, listen, who do you know that's perfect? There's nothing perfect in the world. Sure, behind the scenes, some of my colleagues might say, well, no, I disagree with that. But you know what? At the end of the day, all right, we all walk hand in hand, all right? Because there's nobody who can say that they totally, 1,000% had it easy or agree with everything. That's life. We're supposed to agree to disagree with certain things, but we are family. We're a network up here. And we want you to tell the people that you know, all right, hey, there's a wonderful platform called Grown Folks Talk and Express Yourself. And when I came up here, I want to make sure that every day, if you like what you hear on Monday, you like what you hear on Tuesday, then you like what you hear on Thursday and Wednesday and Friday. Miss Adrian on Friday. We got the Cancer Show, Carl Wagner. We got Brother Leon, the King's Round Table. Aren't we all kings, gentlemen? And if you're not a king, as Brother Leon says, if you're a male, we're going to turn you into a king when you're coming on Brother Leon. You got Sister Ibadne, wonderful wealth of information. Sister Ibadne does the research. And, of course, you heard Sister Carol, the Pink Sofa. And we all believe in the power of prayer. If you don't, well, that's your business. I do. I know Sister Nabia does. I know Brother Rashad does. I know most of us do. All right? Can't speak for everybody. I know most of us do. I talk to. Every day at 7 a.m. How many of you guys have woke up and felt good and say, thank you, Most High. God, Allah, I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be alive again. I'm going to make this a great... Oh, wait a minute. It's 6:55. Didn't that guy Forrest say that they have a prayer call up here on Grown Folk, the same number, 520-525-8633, 520-525-8633. Every day they're open at 7 o'clock. Miss Carol gives a prayer. Let me go up here and get some prayer partnership or just give Most High praise for being here. And here's the funny thing. Really, if you think about it, I don't care what your religious theology is or your spirituality, we all get up here and we pray for each other. We want to feel good. I don't claim any theology, but Sister Nabia, she's a wonderful person. I know quite a few of my Muslim brethren and sisterin and my Christian family, right? And some of my Brother Bay. Can't leave Brother Bay out. That's my Moroccan brother. Coach T. All you guys, man. It's like a sweet potato pie. You put different ingredients in. You got the ginger. Well, I use ginger, man. I don't know about you. I don't put no sugar in there. I mix it with a little banana. I get the banana and I mix it in, to mesh it in and then I get a sweet potato pie, the cauliflower crust. See, many ingredients. It's not just one ingredient. Because if that's the case, you might as well eat the sweet potato straight. But when you want to make a pie, you put in different ingredients. We're all different ingredients. And then in the end of the day, when we cut that slice and you put it in your mouth, grown folks talking. So that's what we do up here, family. That's what we do. And Dr. James, love you, brother. We love, also, we like to say we love Brother Miles. He's the brother's recuperating. He sounds healthy in the morning. But Sister Carol got to show y'all. So just every day at 7 o'clock, just tune in. We ain't got to say you got to do it every day. Just tune in. Let us know how you like it. She's the Pink Sofa lady. Sister Ibadne comes on. We got Brother Starr. We got Carl Wagner with shows with the health coaches. All right? Chemo and radiation, well, guess what? Hey, if that's what you want to take, fine. But now we give you the alternative. Carl comes on with some wonderful health coaches, Catherine and Maya, and they tell you about alternative eating good, all right? Because, think about it. Those of us who really believe in God or Most High, how is man's medicine better than what Most High has told us how to eat, take care of our shelters, our bodies, all right? I don't believe in moderation, but if you believe in moderation, fine, see? No argument there, because I'm respecting what you want to put in place, your choice, okay? So, like I said, wonderful shows up here. Miss Adrian, you got to tune in to Miss Adrian on Friday. She's a wonderful wealth of information. And then, family, I was so blessed to have Mr. He's our resident DJ from town. He doesn't have to do this, but he does. Brother Sanford Williams, Professor Sanford Williams, my African American Studies teacher in high school. Tell me I'm not blessed that brother's still here and he has a program on my show. Then we got Brother Bay. We got Sister Deborah, Positive Impact on Sunday. Brother Abdul, you want to know about health? Come on, Sunday night, 9 o'clock. Then we got Brother Rashad Al-Amin, who's doing security at the church, all right? A Muslim brother at a Baptist church doing security and helping people in. It doesn't matter what your belief is. The belief in people. People. You be a people person. You love people, don't matter what your belief is. Like Malcolm said, put it in the closet and treat people the way you like to be treated. That's my religion. That's the name of my religion. I'll think of a name for it. All right? So we have wonderful shows up here. Brother Starr is very articulate. I said his name before I say it again. Brother Leon, I want to thank him. We all started in this together. That was my team. Brother Starr, Brother Bay, Brother Leon, Coach T. We listen. And also, please, family, I said this at the beginning. I'm going to say this again. 17-year-old Sierra, all right, about to turn 18, senior at Mobile High School. She's coming on, all right? She'll be on every Saturday at 2 o'clock. And then Sister Shantae, all right, she comes on at 4 o'clock. Excuse me, put yourself on mute, family. I'm almost finished. I'm doing my ranting right now, but I'm doing positive ranting. 4 o'clock, we have Sister Shantae, all right? It's called Set It Off, and Sister Sierra's show is called CC. One is 27, and one is 17. Like we always say up here, we talk the talk, and we walk the walk. You talk about helping young people, we're giving young people shows now, and then we can't forget Sunday at 1 o'clock, a 27-year-old young man out of Spartanburg, South Carolina. All right, Brother Aaron, all right, come support these new shows. If you love children, you got grandchildren, and children are the future, then come up here and support these people. We started today. Next Saturday, put that on your bucket list. 2 o'clock, Sierra. And if you got any grandkids, bring them up here. If you got any age-appropriate young people, bring them up here because they need to network, all right, and they need to talk to each other, all right? And I don't think I missed anybody, but if I did, I don't think I did, but wonderful. Oh, Gray Space. Gray Space Tuesday before Sister Carol with the pink sofa. They start at 6 o'clock every Tuesday. Then we got CCC with Brother Everett Hamp and Brother Andre. They close out the show on Wednesday night, okay? So, yeah, family, we're doing our thing up here. We're doing this for you. This is a public service. You can't see me. I'm saluting to you guys, all right? And also, like I said, Mr. Williams, we're just so blessed to have him up here. And Brother Graves, we can't, the board probably thought I forgot. We got Brother Graves up here. We got Brother MacGyver. We got Brother Roscoe on Thursday night at 8:30 p.m., The Real American, all right? Bill Graves, Brother MacGyver, and we also have Brother Roscoe, and Tommy was in town. I missed him again. He comes on, and Sister Deborah has her, they have an organization that stemmed from Bill Graves' show, all right? Sister Deborah wants to get here and say something about that. She can, but I think I announced everybody's show. Now, this is the special announcement I want to make to everybody. All right, and I'm giving you way advance notice. All right, now, Mr. Williams, zap them if they're making noise because I want everybody to hear this. Now, family, in August of 2024, most high willing, if I'm still here, but if I'm feeling the way I feel, my physical age is 66, but my chronological age is 30. So hopefully I'll be here. My point is, right, at the Abyssinian Baptist Church, West Kinney Street, Newark, New Jersey, next year, Grown Folks Talking will have their health forum and networking conference. It's a place that can hold 500 people. We're going big time here. I'm getting 20,000 flyers. I'm starting to advertise this in April. So we got 4 to 5 months to advertise this. We're going to have vendors. Ariel, you just heard Ariel. She's going to be there with her yoga space. Brother Rashad Al-Amin will be there with his black seed. Brother Leon will be there. All of us will be there who can afford to be there. All right, well, definitely local. Some people will be flying in. We're going to have guest speakers. Guest speakers. You never met Mr. Williams? Well, you meet him on this day. All right? Yeah, Mensa Musa. This event will be from 12 noon to 6 p.m., and we're going to have vegan food. And for you, for those of us who will be here, we will have halal chicken. I'm going to get some of the best chicken for you because some of us do love chicken now, you know. So we got to have some chicken for you, but majority of food will be vegan, all right? And if you haven't had any good vegan food, I guarantee it will be catered to by the Blueberry Cafe here in Newark, New Jersey. So I'm telling you now, please make way in advance because, you know, the early bird gets the worm, family. I had to do this early. The deposit went on the place last week, and we'd like to thank Brother Rashad Al-Amin for getting the banquet hall for us. And we will have nice music, all right? It's nothing crazy. Ain't going to be no disco. It's not going to be no dancing. It's going to be nice, mellow music played. We're going to have in the words of James Brown, a funky good time, all right, without the funk. We're going to have a very good time, and we're all going to meet each other, enjoy each other, guest speakers. We're going to have a martial arts demonstration. It's going to be it's going to be like a bazaar. Like a bazaar, that's what it's going to be. But it's going to be networking, and you'll meet many different people. King David will be there with his seeds and nutrition. We're going to have juicing, raw juicing for yourselves, carrot, celery, beet, cucumber, ginger. We're going to have a big juicer there, an industrial juicer. All right, Sister Nabia will be there with her oils, essential oil. We're going to have all kind of things there, family. Just come. Sea moss, all this good stuff, all right? And I'm hooking it up for you guys, all right? Don't cost you nothing. Well, how much are the tickets going for? This is free. This is a community event, all right? Which means that, and I ain't looking for nothing, just you coming. Everybody's showing up because there's going to be a lot of people there, and I'm telling you. And Dr. James, we got a VIP chair for you and Miles, and for the other people, Adrian, everybody else is going to be there. Guest speakers. In fact, Dr. James, I want you to come up and say something at the podium. I'm giving you 10 minutes of fame, Dr. James. I know Miles is going to want to say something. Everybody's going to say something that has a show up here, and along with some other guest speakers. So this is going to be a fun outing for everyone. Fun outing. You're going to eat. You're going to eat good food. You're going to drink good food. You're going to have your juices, your raw juices that are going to nourish your body. And no, Deborah will not have any Snicker bars at her table. She's going to have something wealthy, and she's going to probably be selling some gospel music. So with that being said, family, I just wanted to conclude by saying I want to thank Ariel for coming on tonight. Her guest was Sister Corinne, all right? And Ariel, what country is Sister Corinne from again?
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica, family. Okay, there you go. All right? And I guarantee you, before springtime of 2024, I'm going to have on our YouTube page, which I will invite everybody to please visit. All right? We're going to have some video of what's going on down there in Costa Rica. All right? So before I go, does anybody from the listening audience, would you like to make a comment or, you know, any final thoughts out there before we take it down? And remember, my next show, Sister Sharon Clements will be on at 8:30, so don't go nowhere. All right? Now, if you have to go to bed, tuck yourself in, well, at least fall asleep on some of the words that Sister Sharon will share with us at 8:30. That is the final show for the evening behind me at 8:30. All right? And tomorrow, like I said, 7 a.m. in the morning, Sister Carolyn with the prayer call. Then we have Easter with Love at 3 p.m. Oh, excuse me. Brother Aaron comes on at 1 o'clock. Let's support this young man. We have a 1 o'clock show tomorrow on Sunday. Then at 3 p.m., we have Sister Easter with Love. Then we got Brother Bay at 5 o'clock and Coach T. Knowledge is the new power. And then after that, we have 7 p.m., that will be Sister Deborah, Positive Impact. And in the evening, you talking about some guy that has a good sense of humor with a wealth of knowledge when it comes to health. We have Brother Abdul, the health man. So family, please tell a friend. We want you to come up here, and we want somebody to say, well, yeah, so-and-so referred me, and so-and-so referred me. Yeah, we want to come up here and see what's going on and grown for, because we're grown, family, and it's just a matter of time. The dream up here is to go international. We'll have our family from England talking like this, bloke, Pip and all the other good stuff, Ireland, Africa. We're going to have them coming in from Nigeria, all over, Ghana. We're going to have, you see, we had Costa Rica in the house tonight. Come on, family. We went international tonight thanks to Sister Ariel, all right? And I want you to throw support behind the sister because she's going to be a wealth of information, okay? So with that being said, any final thoughts, family, before I shut it down?
Good show this evening. I'm looking forward to, what did you say, April? Next year, April? I'm looking forward to that.
No. April for what? So, you getting on the plane and coming with us to Costa Rica?
No. The bazaar you were just talking about.
Oh, no, not April, sis. August.
I know it started with an A.
Yeah, it started with. You got that right, Sister Adrian. No, we're gonna have this thing next. Yeah, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna let you go right upstairs. They'll have a night service after we finish downstairs in the banquet hall at the church. So we're gonna give you a 2-in-1, sis.
Okay, that sounds good to me.
Yes, ma'am. And by the way, any final thoughts from anybody out there? Come on, I know y'all been listening tonight. Dr. James, put that in that chicken leg. You got something you want to say?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, LaToya. I hope all is well.
Hold on for a minute. Mr. Williams, we got to zap somebody. Over here. Oh, Miss Williams to fall asleep. Okay, go ahead, sis. Sorry about that. Uh-oh. I think I might have zapped the person who's making the noise, wanted to make the comment.
Yeah.
That's me. Why would you mute my husband? It's me. I'm downstairs in my parents' house. That's what you hear. So if you mute me, I can't speak. But
okay, who do I have the pleasure of speaking to? Who's this? Hello?
Why you kiss on me? I'm not understanding. Stop muting the line. Stop muting the line. Sorry, this is Latoya. I just wanted to say I've been listening from the beginning to the end. It was a great presentation, and I do appreciate the ladies that did come on. Thank you for the wealth of information.
Hey, Sister Latoya.
You're welcome. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, thank you. And Sister Latoya, you know I would never mute you, sis. Come on. I didn't know who that was. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go on mute.
Yeah,
sure.
Thank you, Sister Latoya. I appreciate you. You know, always.
Yes, Dr. James, I don't have nothing to say. I'm just listening.
Well,
everything sounds beautiful.
Well, hey Doc, I appreciate you, but
yeah.
I'll let you know in advance now, because you know you're the only mystery person up here we ain't seen yet. Okay, so August, the second Saturday in August. I'm not looking at the date in front of me, but we'll get back. We have plenty of time, Doc. We'll see you at the
some of these people on the line have seen me already.
Yeah, we have.
Well, look, people don't forget some of us is blind, but I mean you ain't gonna see me anyway. But Adrian see me, and Latoya see me.
Yeah,
Janet Jones see me. So
well,
I mean, you know, but I just, you know, I had some issues working on, so I'm working. You know, I couldn't do too much traveling around. So.
Dr. James.
What?
That's why I'm telling you. All right, for the whole month of July, I want you to relax. Then show up for the second Saturday in August. Okay. And then if I got to, I'll have somebody pick you up in a car, bring you up, and take you back. That's
limousine service. But I don't need no limousine service. Don't worry about it.
All right, I'm just saying, because I know when you start talking that, well, I got issues. I don't want to hear that. You're gonna bring everybody wants to meet you, man.
Oh, we gotta hope and pray to God, Jesus Christ, that everybody be healthy and safe and able, to do all these things.
Well,
all right. So
you're right.
God's willing. That's what I got to say.
But we specifically talking about Dr. James right now. So if you're here and we hear your voice, and that don't mean the last month, Doc, you don't come on Grown Folks Talking because we're all worried about what happened to Dr. James. Then after the event, guess who pops up the following week? Here come Dr. James. So we're going to make sure we stay in contact with you to make sure you come up. Because I've never shaken your hand. I look forward to that. I want to shake your hand.
Okay.
All right, and I'm going to save you a mushroom hoagie. It's a wonderful sandwich with a carrot juice.
Oh, I had one of those.
There you go, see?
Mushroom hoagie.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What's that vegetarian restaurant? The
Blueberry.
something?
Blueberry Cafe.
Blueberry. That's what I had a mushroom
Well, is it mushroom cheesesteak?
No. Mushroom hoagie. Mushroom cheesesteak. Yeah, but Dr. James, we're looking forward to it, though.
Oh, Dr.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Praise God. Hopefully God's willing.
Yeah, and Deborah will save a Snicker bar for you. You heard Miss Adrian.
Oh, she likes Snickers. Me too.
Yeah,
I love Snickers.
There you go. Won't cost you nothing, Doc. Won't cost you nothing,
Yeah.
Anybody else with a final thought? We love you, Dr. James. You know that. Okay. So with that,
make me want to get a candy bar, and I'm not supposed to eat sugar.
Well, get the sugar-free Snicker bar. The boys selling them too.
I don't know where they at. Where they selling them?
He's good for that. He's good for that, Dr. James. He always want to talk about what you're not thinking about.
What you're not supposed to eat. But then I bet you don't eat no Snicker bars. You eat Snicker bars?
Only the sugar-free ones, Doc.
Forrest.
Yes, sir.
You don't eat no Snicker bars?
No, only the sugar-free ones.
Unless they put it in a smoothie, that's the only way you eat it.
No, I put what I need to put in my smoothie. I know what goes in my smoothie. Sugar-free Snickers, Doc.
You got it. You got it right, Dr. James. Put a Snickers in his smoothie. Oh gosh.
Okay, guys, you have a good night.
All right, you too. Hey, everybody, I'd like to thank you for coming in. And once again, my special guest, Ms. Ariel, she'll be back. She'll be the yoga instructor or the yoga advisor for the network. And she'll give you guys more information next week to come on to check out her channel. It's affiliated with Grown Folks. And I love you guys. Thank you for coming in. And don't forget, Sharon Clements, she has a very nice show, 8:30. So, Doc, go ahead and finish them French fries, and I'll see you guys at 8:30. Peace and blessings. And tune in next week. I'm going to have a brother come on. He's very sharp, very good. I'll have a guest next week. All right, so peace and blessings. Stay healthy. Stay hydrated. Eat well. All right? And I'll see you guys at 8:30. I'll be listening in. Now it's my time. I'm going to go make a smoothie, Dr. James. I'll talk to y'all later.
Good night, y'all. Well,
good night.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to the Power of You. This is our second week doing this podcast, and I have a great guest for you this evening. My name is Sharon Clements, and I'm coming to you from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And this evening we have Mike Tyson from New York City will be joining us in our conversation, as always, about managing our health with holistic self-health care. Michael Tyson, are you there, Michael? Are you there, Michael? Okay. Can you hear me, Michael?
Yes, I can.
Okay, there you are. Thank you. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining this evening. Michael is a holistic healthcare practitioner, and he's going to talk with me this evening about a couple things. One of his main focus is a pulse electromagnetic therapy called the Beamer that he uses, and he'll explain what that is and how he uses that to help people in their healing process. Welcome, Michael.
Oh, thank you for inviting me.
So good to have you here with us. And could you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got involved in holistic health in general?
Okay, I've been doing health pretty good about like maybe 20 years of my life or more. And I always was into health. And I was fascinated about like health devices. So, I always go to health shows, and they have one in New York called the New Life Expo. They have all these devices, and I didn't know what they are. And a friend of mine invited me to this event where they was demonstrating this device called the Beamer. Didn't know anything about it. So I went, and they were giving free sessions to people. And this is in New York. And so usually, since I'm very curious about like health things, I always ask people to come with me just so they can check it out and we can both comment together. So I took a friend of mine to a Beamer session, and we both got a free treatment. And my friend said something, strange to me. He said, that device did something to me. I'm like, what? It was only an 8-minute treatment. And he said, I'm like, what did it do? He says, I didn't really feel anything, but he really said, he said, I have an old sports injury and nothing ever helped that. I'm like, oh. So they gave another free seminar. I took another friend with me. I didn't really feel anything because, I'm pretty healthy and have a lot of energy. And my other friend said to me, oh, wow. I'm like, why? She says, when I came here, I had a terrible pain in my back. It's completely gone. So I'm like, oh, wow. And I got more curious. So I said, let me go to more of these meetings. And I met people that bought the device. That was kind of very expensive. And I would ask them, like, well, why did you buy this device? It's kind of expensive. I get these comments, oh, that's the only thing that works. I tried it on my wife. She likes it. And I kept hearing all these stories. I'm like, okay. So I started doing research, online and stuff like that. It's called the Beamer, Bemer. So I looked to see if I could find a cheaper device. And I saw several devices. And they all work similarly, but not quite like the Beamer. And I did see some like cheaper ones. And I'm like, oh, maybe I should get the cheaper ones. And I said, well, let me look into it even further.
Well, Michael, let me stop you there for a minute. So, just to give a little more clarity about the Beamer. I know it's a PEMF device, a pulse electromagnetic frequency device.
Right.
And how does it actually work?
Well, what I found out that, these German scientists, invented the device. And they invented it based on when animals get sick, they notice that they lay on the ground. So they were studying, like, why do animals do that? So they discovered there's this frequency that comes from the earth that helps the animals increase their blood flow and circulation. So they try to make this, a device that does the same thing. And they actually made it better. So that's how I found out, just by going through the internet and going to the seminars. So the device the 8-minute treatment. It creates these different frequencies. I get some level from 1 to 10, and it suggests that you start off at 1 each week, and you work your way up to 10. So that's what I found out about the device. So I did further research, and I found out that all the 6, 7 machines that does the same thing, or not quite the same thing, but they all compared it to the Beamer. So I'm like, well, they're all comparing. This is equivalent to the Beamer. This one is equivalent to the Beamer. So I said to myself, well, Beamer must be the best because everybody's comparing it to the Beamer.
So what are the benefits? What are the benefits of the Beamer?
The benefits is once you increase the blood flow in your body, increases by 30%. That's when your body can heal better. It can detox better. It can repair better. And it's a natural thing that your body does all the time, but you need the blood flow. And as we get older, we lose 1% of our circulation a year. So when you notice with older people, they really feel it when they're older. Oh, this hurt, that hurts, because their circulation is slowing down. And your circulation is your blood, deliver the nutrients out of your body, detox your body. So that part is really slowed down when you get older, So the only way you can, help that is like exercise, which a lot of people don't do. If you look at kids, you see them running and jumping, they're pushing blood everywhere in their body, so they stimulate their body. As we get older, you don't do that. We have a sedentary lifestyle. We don't exercise. We sleep too much, relax too much, and so on.
Yeah.
So
I've read a little bit about the Beamer. I've actually tried the Beamer along with some other pulse electromagnetic frequency machines. I've read that the Beamer could be compared to how a charger charges a battery. It charges the body. It energizes the cells in the body.
There's that frequency that stimulates your circulation. So that's magnetic and stuff like that, their frequency. And like my testimonial is like Beamer doesn't like us. I'm a Beamer rep. They do not like us to tell other people's testimonials. And I couldn't understand why, because I would hear all these great results, but now I kind of understand why, because if I keep telling you all these people testimonials, it's going to seem like it's unbelievable, so they don't like us to tell other people testimonials, which I understand. I could give you couple of testimonials that I can talk about. Like I was treating a lady at her house, giving her, Beamer treatment, and all of a sudden her cat jumped in her lap. And she said something interesting. She says, my cat never jump in my lap. And she was curious, like, why does my cat jump in my lap? So I realized that the cat was attuned to that frequency and jumped in her lap. And so I asked her, well, is your cat sick? And she says, yes. I said, well, your cat is feeling that healing frequency, and the animals are attuned to stuff like that. So that was my first testimony that I can say. And there's other ones, and I'm like, I really would like to say it, but I just can't. As a rep, they don't like us to talk about it.
Okay.
But the main reason I got into the Beamer was because NASA, the Space Administration, wanted the company to build this device in their spacesuits. So I looked further into it, like, well, why does NASA want to build this in space? Because when astronauts go up in space for a period of time, they get really sick. So when they come back to Earth, NASA will give them the Beamer treatment, increase their circulation, they will heal even faster. So I said to myself, well, if NASA is involved with this, it must be really good. So I, still do a lot of research on it, and they have it in Europe and Germany. They have it in the ambulance, the hospitals. They do it on babies. And I was just so shocked about that. I'm like, I don't hear that over here in the United States. and it's FDA approved in the United States. So that's one of the reasons why I got into it. I'm like, you know what? I'm getting older. I need something that'll help me be healthy for the rest of my life. So I thought this would be a great device.
Yeah, I tried the Beamer before, and again, like I said, I've tried other similar type devices, and I have experienced like relief of pain like immediately after the treatment. But what I noticed was that it wasn't lasting. You know, the pain returned like the next day. So like, can you explain, you know, how many treatments should one expect to have to go through, how long the treatments are, and how many they should expect to go through to get lasting results with whatever they're dealing with?
Well, like I said, it's all about the circulation, and a lot of times, you know, with the Beamer, it would increase the circulation, and some people would feel it immediately, not everyone. And the ones that really feel it immediately, like, I'm really astounded, like they just tell me, oh, this happened, that happened, this is gone. And I tell them, I said, well, it's only temporary, but you have to see how long it will last. The treatment will last for 12 hours, and they suggest you do it twice a day. That's why, you know, I bought it, because you got to do it twice a day. And everybody's different. I can't really say, but, you know, I bought it because, you know, I wanted to help in it for the rest of my life, you know. And Beamer do have like a podcast with people that do have the Beamer, and I listen to it every week, and people share their testimonials about the Beamer. So I listen to it every week, and every week I always learn something new or didn't know something about. So, you know, I really love it, and everybody I treat, you know, most of them feel something, you know.
Tell me, what about yourself? What personal benefits have you experienced from the Beamer?
Well, I have an immune problem, which I have to go to the hospital for treatments, and I will get my treatments, and I never told the doctor about the Beamer, but I noticed couple of things they said to me that I didn't understand, and I really put it together that it was because of the Beamer. Like the treatment I have to do is like they have to check my blood, and my blood has to be good for me to do this treatment. So one of the doctors made a comment and said, you know what, your blood work compared to other people has always been good. You were able to do all the treatments. Most people can't, and we have to stop. I'm like, oh, okay. And I didn't think nothing of it.
I'll be there in about 10 minutes.
I'm sorry. And so they told me another comment they just made. They said to me, you're at the top 1% in the whole hospital. And I was just like, I didn't know what it meant at the time. I'm like, well, I must be doing really good. You know, then they always talk about my blood. They said, oh, your blood, your count was really good. So I, you know, contributed to the Beamer. I'm like, wow. You know, that would be my testimonials, because the doctors were impressed. They just said it to me, you know, like I didn't ask them. They just voluntarily said how good I was doing. So I'm like, oh, well, that's pretty good. So, you know, I do my Beamer twice a day. And I feel really great, and the doctors say I'm doing really good. So, you know, I would tell other people, you know, if they have a certain condition, you know, maybe they want to do the Beamer. And it's just, I love it a lot. They have, if you go on YouTube, they have a lot of videos on it. Some of them are very long. They have one called Beamer 8-minute video. I suggest anybody listening, they should actually go to it and, you know, look at it.
Okay. And Michael, so do you treat other people with the Beamer? I mean, do you take it to them, or do they come to you, or how does that work?
Well, I actually do both. I actually went to Philadelphia. I do it in New York. I even, you know, treated some of my family members that live in Buffalo. I travel with it sometimes. And, they noticed the results. And matter of fact, it was a guest you had last week. She said a testimonial of a Beamer treatment that she had in Newark. And she said her daughter had a huge response. And I remember when I would go to a meeting, they would talk about her daughter and told her about her response that happened to her. And one day I met her and I asked her, I'm like, what did your doctor say about what happened to you? And she said to me, the doctor couldn't explain it and didn't say anything after that. I thought they were like look into it to see why, what happened, And I was really happy to hear that testimonial from her again, And then I also had surgery, and they said I recovered very fast. They had all this medication to give me, pain medication to give me after surgery. They gave me this pump where I could pump if I feel pain. So they would come and check on me, and they said, well, you didn't use the pump at all. You didn't feel any pain? I'm like, no, I didn't feel any pain. So they were like kind of really shocked. They're like, why isn't he using this pain medication? And then I recovered really fast, and I had to go see the doctor 2 weeks later. And he said to me, wow, you look excellent for somebody who had major surgery 2 weeks ago. So, I love the Beamer. I treat people, and I have a few people that, wanted to buy the device. I even did like seminars in New York. I had one seminar where I treated these elderly ladies, and they all have problems walking. And I know a lot of them, they usually have to catch the bus like 2-3 blocks away. I'm like, wow, they have to catch the bus. And that particular day when I treated them, I don't think they even noticed that they walked home. And I was just kind of shocked about that. I'm like, wow, they usually catch the bus.
Wow.
And they walk home. And I noticed some of the people that I treat, they might not even notice the difference until 2 days later when the pain come back or whatever disease they come back. And they'll come back and tell me, oh, that really worked. So I'm like, oh, okay.
So Michael, because like I said, I used it for pain. I fell off my bike, and I was at a place where they had a machine, and they used it, and the pain went away. It went away right after the treatment, but like I said, it did return, and I wasn't able to keep getting treatments like you said you get them twice a day. So I wasn't able to do that. So how would someone that needed or wanted to experience some lasting relief of whatever problem they have, how would they get treatment from you? And are you able to give them multiple treatments?
Yes, I have of course, I'm from New York. I have a couple of people, I suggest that they do it for, get like 10 treatments. I give them a plan, and they do 10 treatments, and they all said they noticed a difference. They're usually elderly people, and, tell me, so, I really felt the difference. I think I might try to find a way to buy one. And
do you sell the machine?
Yeah, I'm a rep for the company, and they can, buy it through me. Like I do health parties sometime, and I would bring the device there and treat people there also, and they notice a difference. And my new thing is doing health parties, people like that, But I tell people you got to try it because, when I first got into this, I didn't believe it, but I'm glad I brought some friends with me. And they kind of, emphasize like, oh, it really helped. Like if I went by myself and I didn't really feel anything, but eventually through my doctors, I realized that it was really working.
Mm-hmm. So you mentioned that you do health parties. What do they consist of?
Well, the health party, I do other things like the Beamer, the wheatgrass, and what I do food also. And so I do lectures, and I tell people like, well, get your family together, get like 10 people, and, we come up with a price and we'll have a health party. I'll do lectures. It's all about our health. We're getting older. We're not getting any younger. You're going to be going to the doctors, and you need to know alternatives to get yourself healthy. Doctors are good. They can tell you exactly what's wrong, and it's up to you to find out what you can do about it, naturally, and with the doctors.
And you mentioned that you do wheatgrass. What exactly do you do with the wheatgrass?
Well, I'll tell you a little story about it, but I can't tell you the whole thing. But the wheatgrass, how I got into it is I knew how potent it was, but when I used to go to the store and buy them, half the time I would feel nauseous and like I'm going to throw up. So I kept taking it, because I knew how, but I just couldn't take more. Like I wanted to take 2-3 ounces, but I just couldn't. So
when you say, just back up a little bit. So with the wheatgrass, so you go to the store and you buy the fresh pressed wheatgrass juice?
Yeah, freshly pressed. Yeah, wheatgrass juice.
Okay.
And I wanted to take more, and I had to figure out a way, how can I take more? So I found out this company that was located in Canada. Their wheatgrass was frozen, and they had a claim theirs is 50% more nutritious than the one you can get from the health food store. I'm like, how can that be? Theirs is frozen, and the health food store is fresh. So I called them up, and I talked to them for a long time, and I okay, I want to try it. So I tried it, and I noticed that I didn't get nauseous. I took 2 ounces, I took 3 ounces, I took 4 ounces, I took up to 10 ounces, and I didn't get nauseous at all. So I called him back, and I said, I didn't get nauseous with your wheatgrass. And he says to me, there's a reason why you get nauseous. I'm like, why? He says, when you go to the health food store, they have it in those trays. I'm like, yes. He said, a lot of times they tend to overwater it, and it creates mold. That's why you feel nauseous.
Okay, so
like, oh, wow.
Okay, so with the wheatgrass, why, what are the benefits of the wheatgrass? Why do you take the wheatgrass juice? What is that all about?
Well, 1 ounce of wheatgrass is equivalent to 2 16-ounce green juices. So that's how powerful it is. And I noticed, when I started taking it, I wasn't getting hungry. Like one day I was fixing breakfast, and I had my wheatgrass on an empty stomach. And when I finished fixing breakfast, I didn't feel like eating the breakfast. I'm like, wow, what's going on? And I didn't eat the breakfast. And the more I took, the less I was hungry. And then one day, I think I took a lot, and I woke up in the middle of the night, and I said, wow, I didn't even have to really eat today. And it's like I'm in the bed now. So it's very potent.
Do you take it primarily to serve your appetite, or, are you using it to improve your health?
Improve my health. Like I said, I have an immune problem, and it really helps. Like the doctors are telling me, wow, you're doing really great. But, so company that I bought the wheatgrass called me up and said, we'd like to ask you a question. I'm like, sure. They said, you asked us so much questions about the wheatgrass that nobody never asked us before. Would you like to be a sales rep? I'm like, oh, sure. So I've been selling it, and getting a really big response with that also. People go through the same thing. Oh, I had it on an empty stomach. I fixed breakfast, and I didn't feel like eating my breakfast. And I warned them that may happen, which is good. That means your body was satisfied and cut the hunger sensation off. Your body wants nutrition, and it takes 1 minute to get in your body, liquid wheatgrass. A lot of people feel it immediately, feel energy, and, I get a lot of response with that. But, if you have a condition, I tell people you need to take more so you can help that condition. Like I took 10 ounces, and I never thought I could take 10 ounces at one time.
Okay, and wheatgrass, I know wheatgrass is a complete protein. That's one of the nutrient properties of wheatgrass. And so why, just give me some other examples why someone, just other than their overall general health, what things in particular would they find wheatgrass would help them with?
Well, like, I did my research with it, like with the wheatgrass, and I noticed that all the animals, like the carnivores and stuff like that, they would eat grass, and they absorb that nutrient very fast. So that's one of the reasons I said, well, let me try it. And I noticed I would just have a lot of energy, and then things would heal faster in my body. I started doing more research, and it was just amazing how I hear from other people. They said, oh, how they felt, like the people that make the wheatgrass was in Canada, how they got started. Their mother, I think, got sick. So they started growing all this wheatgrass for her, and they grew so much that they gave it to the neighbors. They would give it to the animals, and they noticed the animals, like the dogs and cats, live twice as long. I'm like, oh, wow. So it's like so much. I tell people, do your research, go on the internet, look at wheatgrass. There's only so much I can say, but it's very, very, very potent. Everybody I sell it to, they call me back and tell me, I really feel good. Like one of the things I tell them is, if you have a condition, take the wheatgrass for 2 weeks or more. If you ever get a blood test, tell the doctor, can you compare it to the new blood test to the old blood test? Like I had a friend, he had cancer, and he told me that he had to get a blood test every month or every 2 weeks. And I said, listen, take this wheatgrass. I said, you don't even have to say anything to the doctor. The doctor is going to tell you something. He says, okay, I'll do that. So he bought the wheatgrass, got his test. He called me up. He said, you're right. I'm like, what did the doctor say? He says, whatever you're doing, you need to keep doing what you're doing because this is the best blood test you ever had. So I tell people it's blood that heals you. You just need to have good blood. And wheatgrass takes 1 minute. It has all the nutrients your blood needs, but if it had more iron, it would be red, but it doesn't have as much iron as like your blood.
So this is the second time that you mentioned the blood, and you also mentioned that how the Beamer device helps the blood to flow. So,
right, they increase blood by 30%. The Beamer, and also I do the the wheatgrass, and I getting this response from the doctors, like they telling me things. I'm like, why are they telling me this? I said, I must be doing really good.
It sounds like a good combination of therapies to, help the body to heal.
Oh, yes, it is, because when I would go to the Beamer seminar, they said, your body needs circulation, nutrition, and rest and elimination. And that, the blood do 3 of those things, and that you just got to rest. And your body can heal itself.
Right.
And the Beamer, all it does is just increase the blood flow to get that blood going. Your blood is stagnant, then it can't heal as properly. So it's just so much I'm learning, and I love devices. Like I do the foot detox, and I'm actually getting into other devices that I really can't talk about right now. But I like stuff that like a little easier to do, so people can, feel the results.
Yeah, you want to help people help themselves to heal, because as you mentioned, the body is a self-healing thing, and it was created to heal itself. So these things, they just assist the body really in doing what it does naturally, which unfortunately we've added so many things that work against the body into our lifestyles, like our diets or lack of exercise, or environmental toxins, and negative thinking, and all these things that work against the body healing. So when we have things like the Beamer or even the wheatgrass, these are things that assist the body in doing what the body was designed to do, which is heal itself. So this is really great information. Yeah. And I heard you mention.
I love to. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I heard you mention.
I just love to hear people when they come to me and tell me how they feel. I just love to hear that. It's affirming to me that it's working for them, it's working for me, and I'll tell your friends and stuff, and they will come and say, oh, I want a treatment, and yes, I want to buy you wheatgrass. Oh, yes, the doctor just said my blood got better, and I need to keep doing it. I just love to hear that, and I'm starting my health club, and they all love it. I'm doing it, like I said, in Philly, New York, and maybe I'll try to do one in Newark. I will go to Atlantic City all the time. Maybe I can do one there, but it's very exciting me to see people get results, especially when they're sick.
Right.
I'll tell people, how many people that's sick, have cancer, diabetes, and every person I know, they'll tell me, oh, I know like 5, 6 people. And I said, well, now you can tell them things they can do. Pass it along. Don't just keep it to yourself. So that's what, I'm trying to spread the news out there, let people know. Tell me if you want to set up a health party, let me know. Let's learn together. We need to get our community together.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not just about me,
Yes, and I heard you mention that you also do the foot detox. That's something I don't know a lot about. So can you give us some information about the foot detox? Does it detox our feet or our entire body? How does that work?
Well, it's a long story again, but I'm trying to make it short. A friend of mine was telling about somebody about to put detox. I'm like, okay, let's go together. Like I said, I always like to bring people with me so we can compare it. And when I got the treatment, I didn't really feel anything. But my friend had a huge response. Like the guy that was treating him said, what's wrong with your friend? He's like, what do you mean? I don't know. Nothing. He didn't tell me anything was wrong with him. So he said to me, I've never seen anybody water turn black. I'm like, I don't know anything about that. So my friend called me the next day and said, Mike, the pain is gone, the pain is gone. I'm like, what are you talking about? He says,
so hold it, Michael. So we're talking about the foot detox. So you're telling me that it alleviates pain. I'm not familiar with that. I've never heard that. So it's called a detox. So I'm a little confused. So why is it called a foot detox?
Well, it's supposed to help you release toxins out of your body. And like I did a lot of research and I just couldn't believe that toxins is coming out of your feet. So what I found out is those are not toxins coming out of your feet. What it is it's the device is submitting a negative and a positive ion. And your body loves the negative ones because it attaches the toxins in your body, and then your body can easily release it. But when you look on the internet, they say it's coming through your feet. So I realized that it's really not. It's the positive and the negative. So some like toxins in your body are like most of them are a positive charge or negative charge. So with the positive, it helps your body easily release it through defecating and urinating and sweating.
Mm-hmm.
So back to the story. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead and finish, Michael.
So like my friend, he called me the next day and he said to me, the pain is gone. I'm like, what do you mean? He said, Mike, every morning I'll wake up with chest pain. It will last for a half an hour. I'm like, well, how long you had that? He said, ever since I was a teenager, and he was like 16, so he's like 30 now. So I asked him, like, did anything happen to you when you were 16? And he said to me, well, I'm from the islands, and, in the islands we burn our garbage. So as a teenager, they used to have me burn the garbage, and I used to love to sit there and smell the plastic. So I came to the conclusion, I'm like, oh, maybe this plastic settled in your chest and just couldn't come out. And that's probably why your water turned black. But he said it never came back. So, and it was, other people, I heard other testimonials that I couldn't believe, and that's how I started believing in the foot detox. And I still get testimonials when I treat people and stuff like that.
Okay, so give me
another show.
Yeah, but give me a little science on the foot detox, because when you say you don't what you believe, that takes me to religion, and this is health, so it should be science based. Yeah. So what is it that the foot detox does that would help you alleviate pain or any other symptom that you may be suffering from?
Well, usually pain could be some kind of toxicity, and once you get rid of the toxins, you will have less pain. Like this machine has been out for about like 50, 60 years, which I found out, which I didn't know. It originally cost $3,000 or more at the time when it came out. So a lot of wealthy people knew about it, and they used to get treatments. So I look even further, like, well, how did they come up with this? So certain people will go to certain beaches. And these beaches, they would go, everybody would feel so good. So somebody decides, like, why do these people feel so good? So they realize on certain beaches, the salt in the water when they get into the ocean, and then the rays from the sun could be considered electricity. So this rays will stimulate the salt, and we are salt, made of salt. So we're connecting with this electricity and salt, and it helps these negative and positive ions go through your body, and it helps them to release these toxins. So that's what this person discovered, and that's how they made the first detox machine.
Okay,
it got cheaper over the years,
Mm-hmm. And that I can understand that, what you just explained. And so I know when you get a foot detox, you sit with your feet in water, and you have that machine in the water with you. So when the water turns colors, you said that that's not really pulling the toxins out of your body? How?
So like I said, is that I did research on that too, and I noticed that I went on YouTube and I looked at all these news reports that were talking about it was a hoax. So I listened to 10 of them, and all of them said they were a hoax. They studied the water, they tested it, they said it was rust from the machine. But out of those 10 reports, none of them talked to the clients that were getting the treatment. Like if they would have talked to the clients that were getting the treatment, like my friend who said his chest pain went away. I met another lady. She asked her, why do you get foot treatments? And she said, because I used to walk with a cane and now I don't. So I thought that was a great testimonial. There's another lady that I treated, and I'm like, why do you get treatments all the time? She says, you know why? I smoke a lot of marijuana, and one day I went to the bathroom. My whole bowel movement smelled like marijuana. So it's cleaning her out. So that's how I started really believing in foot detox, and I still get these testimonials. Like the first machine I had, this guy actually made it, and he told me a story why he was into it. He was saying he would get treatments all the time, and his wife would complain about him, like, what's wrong with you? And he says, what are you talking about? I said, well, you got all this energy, you're doing all this stuff, and he said it was because of the Beamer. He was getting more youthful. I said, well, so he's cleansing. So once you cleanse, you're going to feel better, no matter what way you do it. So it's go ahead. I'm sorry.
Michael, I had a question from one of the listeners, and she wanted to know about cost. How much does it cost for the Beamer treatments or the foot detox treatments, and even the wheatgrass? How much does it cost? And I also wanted to add on to that. So it appears that with the Beamer and with the foot detox, you need multiple treatments. So is there a single cost for one treatment, or do you have a multi-treatment cost? So can you break all that down for us?
Well, it's, it starts out with a single cost, usually like the foot detox costs between $25 to $35. The Beamer can cost between $25 and $35. The wheatgrass is usually like it could be low as $1.75 an ounce, but that means you have to order more. Usually you have to order like 100 ounces because it's frozen. And the reason why I like the frozen better because I don't have to run to the store. It's in my refrigerator. It has no excuse. I take it, put it in my smoothies, my soup, or any kind of sauce. So I have it all the time. I usually take a cube and stick it in my mouth, or I'll just let it sit and let it melt, or I put in a little bit of water. So it's actually easier for me because I used to run to the store all the time and get it, and sometimes I would get nauseous. So the frozen wheatgrass I like even better. I can give people information on. If they want to know anything, I can give them my email, which is mikemailbox1@yahoo.com, which is easy to remember, hopefully.
Can you repeat that?
I do a package.
What's your email again?
mikemailbox1@yahoo.com. And usually with the wheatgrass, if people are interested, I have to talk to them first to, try to find out what kind of problems they have and tell them how much wheatgrass they should take. I would tell them to go to the doctor. You do your next blood test, compare the difference, and the doctor will see the difference.
Okay.
So they'll feel better, get more energy, see if they eat less. I do like a little consultation, call them like once a month just to see what's going on.
And are the consultations free, or is there a cost involved with them?
Yeah, when they order the wheatgrass, I give them a free consultation. Like when someone order, I will get an email on me who ordered, and I'll have their number, and I will just call them up and ask them if they want a free consultation, and if they say yes, we'll tell them things, and it's really been working out. Like all the people, nobody never had a complaint. The only person have a complaint is they didn't know what they were doing. They just take it once in a while. Like I had a friend, she takes, I take one cube at a time. Like, no, you have a condition, you have to take more. Then when your condition improves, then you can take less.
Okay, so getting back to like multi-treatment costs. So do you do a consultation for the Beamer and the foot detox to determine how many treatments they need to start out with, so that you could determine a cost for them? So if they need 10 treatments and they agree to 10 treatments, do what kind of cost could they expect with a 10 treatment Beamer treatment
like for
package?
Example, if I charge $30 for the Beamer, they did 10 treatment, that's $300. So, I will make a deal with them like, that's okay, you can do $200, or the same with the Beamer, I'll do the same thing. But the wheatgrass is like a set cost. But usually, I know the number one thing I have to do is talk to people about each device because they might not understand it, So I want them to understand it, and tell them signs that may happen to them they may not notice. A lot of people don't notice until it wear off. They feel I had a client, I treated her, and she had a physical condition. And when I treated her, she was so shocked. She just walked out and didn't say nothing to me. She paid me and walked out, and I'm looking at her walking down the street, and I said, she didn't say a word to me. I'm looking at her, she was like stunned. I think she had a problem with her knee, and all of a sudden it was working fine.
That was with the Beamer? Or?
This is with the Beamer.
Okay.
And I was just like, wow. Like, well, I'm glad she felt good, But I noticed a lot of people have pain, and they won't let you know because they just used to pain. So all of a sudden, if I do a treatment with them, they might say, oh, the pain is gone. I'll ask in the beginning, do you got pain or anything like this? They would say no. But I never realized people are just used to pain until it gets really severe. And
sometimes you don't know how bad the pain is until it's gone, unfortunately.
Right, or they take aspirins or something like that to cover up the pain.
Mm-hmm.
All of it is, the Beamer is FDA approved, I really love the Beamer. And it has different modes, like it has a sleep mode. It can help put you in the REM sleep. And it also comes with a red light therapy. And I actually I never used the red light therapy, and one day I decided to use it. And I think I did it like once or twice. That day it's like an 8-minute treatment. And I used to deliver food to this lady, and she told me, she would tell me, oh, your skin looks so great. I'm like, why does she keep telling me? I think that week I went by her house to deliver food like 3 times. And she kept telling me that. And somebody else told me, another person told me that I didn't think of it. I'm like, what did I do different? And I realized, I used that red light therapy.
Okay, so the red light, so you said you can use the red light therapy in conjunction with the Beamer at the same time?
Yes, it's a separate attachment that you can use with the Beamer. Like you do the Beamer first, and then you can do the red light therapy. And it's good for a rash, or you have problems with your skin. And I tell people that says, go look online about red light therapy, and I didn't know much about it. I didn't know it could do all that, So this, the Beamer comes with the red light therapy. Not only do you do the Beamer, but there's also the red light therapy, and I think they have a newer version, where they have a blue light therapy. To the new Beamer that they're selling now.
Okay. So
if anybody out there, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to make sure we get this out here. So tell us again how people can contact you if they're interested in any of these therapies or to purchase wheatgrass. How would they get in touch with you? What's your phone number?
Okay, it's like my email again is Mike mailbox1 at yahoo.com. And also, I can give them my number. It is 646-510-7884. I prefer you text me first to let me know who you are and how did you hear from me. And we can work from there. If anybody have questions on the show, I can answer them if they like. I'm also a raw food chef. Like I said, I love devices. I'm looking into 2 new devices. And totally different than the Beamer and the wheatgrass. And it's just amazing, like all this new stuff. Like I go to Health Expo, I see these devices, and I don't know what they're all about,
Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to open up for questions or comments. So if anyone has any questions,
come for me.
Michael's here to answer your questions. And you may need to unmute if you're muted.
But I love the wheatgrass because it just keeps me going. Especially the elders, I give it to them, and they have all this energy. They don't even realize it. And most people are that way. I gotta have my wheatgrass. I have a friend that he buys the wheatgrass and he plays golf. And his girlfriend is always complaining about.
Yes.
Hello?
How you doing? My name is Dr. James. I have a couple of questions.
Yes.
You said that you do you sell the Beamer machine?
Yes, I'm a Beamer rep for Beamer, and I, tell people, teach them about the Beamer, give them a treatment to see how it is, and educate them on it. Like I said, if you want to know more, on YouTube, it's spelled BEMER. They have a lot of videos. And the only problem I have is, like in the United States, they only can tell you so much in the United States. But in Germany, it's actually more. And because I don't speak German, I can't go to a German website and figure out what's going on. You know.
But you do sell it. The question was, do you sell it? Do you sell the machine?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I'm a
How
rep
much
for
does
the
it
company.
cost? How much does it cost?
Well, now, like the one that I bought costs almost like $5,000, and they have a newer one out, and I think it's costing around about $4,000, but that's like a special for now because the new one it does a little more stuff. You know, they have it's red light therapy and it's also the blue light therapy. So that's what's new about that.
Now,
but
when
you know, they have a payment plan.
They do have a payment plan?
Yeah, they do have a payment plan. And also, we have, what do they call it? Medical savings account. Like some people have that set up. You can actually purchase a beamer with that. You have a medical savings.
You said you have to use it twice a day, or you use it twice a day, correct?
Yeah, they recommended you use twice a day because the effect will last for 12 hours. So the next 12 hours, you do it again. You know.
Right. So if someone gets a treatment from you, say for $35, $40, they would have to continuously come back to you for additional treatments. Right?
No, it's basically, you know, some people feel it, you know, and they'll come back like once or twice a week. But like I got in this for me just to treat myself. And then I, you know, so I said, well, let me show other people, you know, maybe they want to buy it. You know, I became a rep. And it's up to them. Like some people, I'll come twice a week. Or some people, you know what, I want to buy it. I had a lady that was 90 years old, and I was just shocked. She came to me one day. She said, Michael, I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. I'm like, what's going on? She said, I want to buy the device. And I'm like, well, why do you want to buy it? Michael, she was in a walker, her legs were swollen. She said, that's the only thing that works. And I was just so shocked about it. I'm like, I didn't know her condition, but she used to get treatments all the time.
So, Michael, I think that the person is trying to determine how they would get the treatments if they didn't, I know they could purchase the device and use it themselves, but if they needed to use it without purchasing it, if they needed multiple treatments, would they be able to come to you? Do they need to come to you?
We can make some arrangements. Like, I don't know where that person lives. Like, I could come to Philadelphia, I live in New York, and like other places local, maybe I can. But, you know, it depends. We have to talk about it.
Okay.
So you come to them or they come to you? Like, do you have an office in New York? I'm in New Jersey. I'm just curious.
Yeah, well, I don't have an office, but I work with a lady who has a herbalist shop, and she let me treat people there, and also she counsels people there, and also, like I said, I do the health parties. Like, I may have a health party and say, oh, if you're in Jersey, I'm having this health party, come, you know.
And he also comes to Philadelphia too. So
yeah.
All right, I'm just curious.
Yeah,
you're living in New York or Philadelphia?
I live in New York, and like I said, I'm starting these health parties where people can, like, say, for example, say, you know what, I'm going to get 10 people together. Can you come and do treatments where I'm at? You know, I'll make this. Say, okay, yeah, I can do that. You know.
Okay. Now the other thing with the detox is there a machine with detox too?
Yeah, it's a separate machine, and it's called a detox. I have a portable one where I can travel with it. And like I said, at the parties, I do the Beamer, the foot detox. I talk about the wheatgrass. I make my food, and they buy my food. So, like I said, my information is mikemailbox1@yahoo.com. My phone number is 646-510-7884. You want to know more about it or set up something, I'll be happy to.
All right, thank you.
Like that. I love the health part. Like I said, if you can get 10 people together or more, you say, well, let's do it. Like I did one in Brooklyn at a lady house, and it was wonderful, and they wanted to do it every month,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for the question.
Yeah, thank you. you have my information, please contact me.
Do we have any other questions?
But, the wheatgrass is amazing. I tell people, so let's go on YouTube, look and see, And I'm going to start having something where I will have a testimonial show online or somewhere where quite a few people bought the wheatgrass from me, and tell them, they can, you find out their stories, like how do they feel?
And I have a question, Michael, about the foot detox. So, what are some of the signs that you would see to know that it's actually working? That it's detoxing your body.
Well, like for me, I notice that I'll get energy. Like I think one time I had I had a toothache, and I did myself. It was really bad, and I did myself foot detox, and I noticed the pain was gone. I didn't even realize it. So I'm like, oh wow, it went away. So, once your blood is clean, your body can heal better. Once you increase the blood flow, your body can heal better. Once you get the nutrients in there, the body can heal better. So I did all three of those.
Yeah. So that's a really good point. So you have the nutrients with the wheatgrass, and then you have the increased blood flow with the beamer machine, and then with the detox, the foot detox, you're pulling toxins from your body, from your organs. So all of those things combined should absolutely help the body heal whatever you're healing from.
Like I did a client, and how I got into this, I never did the beamer and the foot detox at the same time, but I was in a rush, and the client wanted it done, and I asked, okay, I can do it. So I did it, and he said, I feel great. And I said, well, I've never treated myself like that. I said, I got to start doing that too, And I feel good, but, most people, they just feel the difference. And that's all you can do is you have to do it. You got to go through it. Like if I didn't go to these meetings and learn about the foot detox, you got to try it out. I mean, I see all these testimonials that I see, like, especially with the beamer. I wish I can tell people on your show, but I can't, because I'm a rep. They don't like us doing that. And I don't understand why, because it's just, like, if I tell you 1,000 things, it's going to seem like it's unbelievable. So I understand why they say don't tell the people who does the treatment. They can say it themselves, which is good, But I love it. Like I said, I'm excited about the health parties. If anybody's interested in that, please let me know. But the wheatgrass is just amazing. Like if you fast, wheatgrass is great because like one day I fast for 3 days, and I never fast for 3 days before. I usually do one day. So I did the one day, and I said, I feel good. I can go a second day. But the second day, I can go a third day. And I said, you know what? I can go a fourth day. And I said, no, don't push it. Let me do the 3 days. And I felt excellent, and I didn't know I could feel that good.
Yeah, and
I have a question.
Please, who's speaking?
This is JD.
Hi, JD.
Good
Hello.
evening, Sharon. Good evening, Mike. How are you?
Okay, I'm doing great. How are you?
Okay, I have a question for you. Would the wheatgrass mix with pharmaceutical medicines? For example, I take Janiqua for diabetes.
Right.
And my question would be, would the wheatgrass affect me with the medication, the pharmaceutical medications that I take?
That's something I cannot tell you, but your doctor should tell you. If anything that will integrate with medicine, he should be able to tell you.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily agree with that, because usually they don't. Wheatgrass is
a food,
a plant, right? It's a food, so they wouldn't really have a lot of information on that in its interaction with your medications.
Well, they if something is very, like they know, they would tell you. But wheatgrass is a food.
That's the real thing, if they know.
Right.
But wheatgrass is a
wheatgrass
food.
Is a food.
It's a food, so it's just like any other food. You wouldn't necessarily go to your doctor and ask them if it's okay to eat this food. It's a plant, it's a green vegetable, literally, and so you have to use your own judgment as well.
Right, you have to use your own judgment. Like I said, it's a food. Have you had wheatgrass before?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay. Well, like I noticed, like when I go to the health food store, half the time it would make me nauseous, like I want to throw up. And the frozen ones that I get, I had no problem with it. And they even told me a lot of people said the same thing. They would go to, health food store and they were so nauseous. But I don't, I never felt nauseous. The people who buy it from me, they never felt nauseous. That's, to me, I call wheatgrass my medicine.
Okay.
Because it really, I feel the difference, and other people feel the difference. Like I said, go on YouTube, look up, research more on it. Wheatgrass is equivalent to the blood, so it's like a blood builder. So once you build up your blood, you're helping your whole body. Whatever medication you're taking, it will help it too.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for your question.
If you have any more questions, you can email me.
Can I say something again, James, real quick?
Go ahead.
I just want to say there are some foods that will affect medications, like grapefruit. If you eat grapefruit and you take blood pressure medication, it affects it. So he is probably better off consulting a doctor. That's all I have to say.
Yes, like if you have any, if you question it, ask your doctor.
And if I can interject, please.
Who's speaking?
Yes.
Please announce yourself.
Yes, my name is Carolyn.
Hi, Carolyn.
Hi. And I just know from experience, usually the pharmacist is the best person to consult when you want to talk about interactions of medications or food. The pharmacist studies those things, and they should be able to help you or get the information for you.
Very good advice. Yes. Thank you for that, Carolyn.
Certainly.
Good evening. May I speak?
Yes.
Yes. Hello.
Okay, Michael. Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you?
How are you?
Good, good. I just want to share my experience a little bit about those 3 items he spoke about. I had a beamer experience again on Thursday, so I'll share.
Great.
Nevertheless, wheatgrass. I believe because of my blood type, blood type, O positive, and my blood type is pretty good, should I say. I'm in pretty good condition when it comes to health. So whenever I took wheatgrass straight up, I think one time I went into I just passed out because I wasn't conscious enough, to function like I normally would, and when I went down a little bit for some period of time, and when I came around, I said, what happened? So it's too strong if I take it straight out. Now I've had the frozen one, and I like the frozen one better, as he spoke about. I have used the fresh one, but that fresh one, I have to dilute it.
Yes, like I said, a lot of times there's mold in there, which can react people totally different. Like me, it makes me want to throw up. Some people that I heard have thrown up. And then like the wheatgrass from Canada, like I said, is twice as more nutritious than the one you get in the health food store. And I'm like, well, why? It's because, in the health food store, they grow them in those trays. I'm like, yes. We grow ours in the farms where the group can grow longer, like 6 to 8 inches, so it absorbs more nutrition. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes more sense. And then I found out, the frozen ones, if you buy it usually in a store or something, they're all pasteurized. And I'm like, well, they don't say pasteurization on it. They say by law they don't have to. If it's not pasteurized, they have to put a special label on it that this may be hazardous to your health. Like the one I sell for this company has that label on it. This may be hazardous to your health because it's not pasteurized. So when you pasteurize things, what will happen? You're killing the nutrients.
Yes, true. The enzymes in there. Mm-hmm. Right.
So.
Yeah. But I love it.
That's why I like it.
It's very energizing and detoxifying and all that. So, but I just.
Well, send me an email. I'll send you my information. I'll send you a flyer about the wheatgrass that I sell. Like I said, it's Mike Mailbox 1 at yahoo.com. And like I said, I love it because I can take up to 10 ounces.
Okay,
you said you had to dilute yours, because I can understand, because when I did the fresh one, another thing about the fresh one, it used to taste kind of sweet. And the one I get from Canada, it has no sweetness. And so I asked them, why doesn't yours taste sweet? It's because we let ours get more mature so it can break the sugar down so your body doesn't have to break the sugar down. I'm like, oh, okay. But it's a wonderful product. I'm telling everybody, you just got to try it. People who've never tried wheatgrass, try this roll. I tell people, if you can't afford it, split it with someone, go in a group, just to try it out.
It's food, as you said. What you said. No, I agree.
Where do you live?
Pardon?
Yeah, where are you from?
New Jersey. I live in Livingston.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, and hopefully I can get something going in Jersey where I can, with the email, I can let you know.
Yes, okay, sure. And I also, I wanted to say a little bit about the detox machine. Yeah, I met the gentleman at one of the radio stations probably 15 years ago. I think he was the one that invented it, and this is what he said, because it wasn't a professional copy of it, and he was telling us he was trying it out. So my girlfriend and I went to the radio station to volunteer to, give some services to that station, WBAI. So when this
this is in New York?
Yes, we went to New York. And
okay, I think the guy that made that machine, he made my machine.
He made yours, you're saying?
Yes, I forgot his name. What is this? I can't think of his name.
Yeah, I can't remember his name, too, because I had information that he had given me. And he asked us, did we want to try it? Because he really wanted some testimonies, and he wanted to really, see it, what our opinion was on it. So my girlfriend and I, we did our little services for the station, and then she asked me, did I want to try it? I said, yes, of course. Anything that's going to be detoxifying, I'm ready. And when he put, the water in the tub, and then he put these herbs in there, whatever that formula was he had concocted, and then he was telling us, now he gave me a little brochure, or it might have been a sheet of paper, describing the organs that would be, I guess, sort of in a maybe a condition where it needed to be detoxified, because the color of the water, he said, will determine that.
Right.
And he was reading it, and I don't know what I did with my paper, because that was so many years ago. But I had a gentleman in Montclair, New Jersey, who wasn't far from me. He moved out of New Jersey now, but he had a business, and he was doing that on a regular basis. So he had the professional, model of it. And, I referred people to him. He had a card printed up, and he was very good with his services. He was a massage therapist as well, and he did crystals and all that. So I've been with people who've had, different modalities that they really had as a part of their services. Now, the Beamer, I had a session on Thursday, and
right.
I took my senior friend because she really suffered with a lot of headaches, and she had an incident with her foot. A pin had, enlarged in her foot, and she was really she was able to take it out, but she had a few little minor surgery on that foot, and she, limped sometimes. So I said, well, sometimes there are times when she complained about the headaches and what have you. I said, well, I really want you to go and get, at least one session with the Beamer. And she went with me, but she was skeptical. And, there are times her memory goes, she's 80, in her 80s right now. So I said, okay. I just said, Nabia, don't be hard on her, because I went all the way to Newark to get her and then to take her. So I said, okay, I was patient with her. And so I said, I will go first then, So I had to drink some water first because he asked me, did I drink water? I said, I had water earlier in the morning. So he said, well, it's best for you to drink some water now. So I did. I drank like a half a bottle of water. And I sat on that pad, the pad, and then, of course, he, attached the belt around my waist. And I'm telling you, I've had some little issue. I had an incident last year. So, that was like I fell, and I was on the floor for 2.5 days. So that was, the doctor were amazed. I lived through that, okay. And, my hemoglobin was 3.2. So I was really like...
you need wheatgrass. Well, you do have wheatgrass, so that's good.
Yes, of course. That's incorporated in my diet as well. So, I'm just saying, I try different therapies and modalities. I get acupuncture, I do Qigong and Tai Chi and those different exercises, and Pilates and yoga. I'm a, yoga practitioner. So I do them all because now that I have, gotten a little older, I know that it's important for me to continue.
We all are. That's why I got into it, because I didn't want to, I know I'm getting older, but I see older people. I'm like, oh, I want to always be able to walk and know where I'm going and can do it,
Right.
Only way you can do that, you got to take care of yourself.
You definitely have to take care of yourself.
Yeah, true. Yeah, after my incident, I, go to rehab and what have you. I couldn't walk, as well as I did. Couldn't, I had to get, some sessions, and I see the therapist, for a month. So, I sometimes I would be a little off balance, but when I got off of that Beamer, trust me, it was like a miracle. I had tears in my eyes, and my girlfriend is watching me. And I did a thumb up because he told me, you're not supposed to talk, Nibby. I said, I know, but I'm trying to convince her to get it done because she's looking, she's suffering with these headaches. Where at the time she's really not functioning well. So I'm going to, remind her to get some wheatgrass because there's a health food store that they do, have the machine, but I will probably just tell her to get the frozen one, because she needs
You have my information, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a great testimonial for you, Michael. I hope you
Yes, I was just about to say that.
That's a great
I heard a lot of testimonials like that, but I can't say it.
Yeah, so maybe
because I'm a brat.
You two need to connect. So I hope you give him a call.
And when he explained that it's magnetic energy, and because she's like, how does it do? She said, well, I went up on my foot. He said, well, I could put it in a lower area because he wanted to please her because she's saying that's predominantly where her pain is, or her head wasn't hurting her at the time. So she said, well, I want it on my feet because she was really like in that space, that she wants the satisfaction. So he said, okay, I can lay in the lower part, of your leg, but it's going to benefit the entire body because it works on the circulatory system as well as, the cells and, the,
it gets into the mitochondria.
Yes, true. Yes,
and I mean, the cells,
absolutely. And I was in tears of joy. I'm sitting there, but I can feel the energy moving through my body where there was some poor circulation. Because when I fell, I injured my leg, I had a blood clot in the right leg. So, it when they gave me medicine.
What you're feeling is you're feeling the your blood vessels opening up. Like some people feel heat, some people feel stinging, but everybody's different. It's that blood flowing where it couldn't flow before, so that's why you're feeling it. Before you didn't have blood going there.
I could feel the vibration. It was like not intense. It was just smooth moving, but I could feel and when I fell one time, I had injured my hip, and so I could feel that area was getting more, blood flow, and it went from the bottom of my feet to the top of my head. So I'm going to tell people, believe me, when I got up out of the chair, I felt that I could just walk like I was walking on air.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, a lot of people have blockages and they don't realize it.
Right.
Once the beamer open that blockages, then they start feeling it. So it's like it was asleep.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden you get blood flow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, he was offering me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your live testimonial.
Yes, Michael, of course. But I'm going to contact you because he wants to sell me a used machine, but I would rather get a new one. So, just give me information. I was really recorded part of it. So let me just write it on this paper right now.
And where are you from again? You're from Newark?
I'm in Livingston. I'm New Jersey, and I don't even make a big deal of it. It's like, Livingston, whatever, suburban they call it. But nevertheless, I'm in Jersey.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Awesome. Thank you so much for that. We have a little time for maybe 2 more questions before we wrap it up. If anybody else has a question?
Or if you have a question later, email me, mikemailbox1@yahoo.com.
Yes.
Yes, I have a question. The mic, how is it spelled? And is it at O-N-E or the number 1 or the letter 1?
I'm sorry, the number 1, not the letter. The word, not the word, the number 1. I'm sorry?
And your name is M-I-K-E?
Yeah, Mike, mailbox, the number 1, @yahoo.com. Numeral 1. Yes.
Yahoo. Oh. Yes. I don't know. It's a little echo there. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, I think somebody else had something going on that's listening, but it's okay.
So, and I'd just like to, before we wrap up, I'd just like to mention that Michael will be joining me next Saturday, October 28th, at our holistic health retreat. It's a 1-day retreat in Philadelphia from 10 to 6. Michael will be doing Beamer treatments and foot detox at the 1-day retreat in Philadelphia. Again, my phone number is 267-334-4655. And, again, that's our Power of You Holistic Health Retreat, Saturday, October 28th. So if you're interested in checking out the retreat, we're going to have other services like massage. We're going to have Qigong. We have a healing circle, meditation. We have an infrared sauna. So it's an all-day event where you can experience several different holistic modalities, including the Beamer and the foot detox. So if you want to check it out in person, you have to experience these things to really understand how effective they can be to assist your body in healing. So give me a call, 267-334-4655, or you could text me at that number as well. And so,
I just want to say,
any last question?
Last question is again, would you please repeat your phone number? It was too fast. 267 and Mike's phone number as well.
267-334-4655. 4655. And that's me, Sharon.
And also, I'd like to say, if someone wants to set up something in Philadelphia, contact Sharon or me, and we'll see what we can do.
Okay, Michael, you want to give them your phone number again?
My phone number is 646-510-7884. My email is mikemailbox1@yahoo.com. I can see the wheatgrass flyer. And if anybody want to check out the Beamer, I suggested them to go to YouTube, look up Beamer, BEMER, 8-minute video. It has an 8-minute video that show you all about the Beamer. They have other ones that are longer. If you want to listen to them, they're all great. If you have any questions, you have my information. If you want to set up something in Philadelphia, New York, in the local area, we can try to work something out. Like I said, if you have 10 people or more, I probably can come there. We can work out a price. And if you have any questions, let me know.
Okay, and it looked like one more person had a question. I don't know if they're still there. Still want to ask your question before we close out? Okay, well, thank you all so much for joining us this evening. Thank you so much, Michael, for coming on, bringing us all this great information to assist our bodies.
Thank you. I want to come back.
And we'll have you back soon. And I just invite everyone to join us again in 2 weeks, the same time, 8:30 p.m. on Saturday. We're here every first and third Saturday of the month. So the next time we'll be here will be November the 3rd. It's the first Saturday of November. So I look forward to all of you coming back. Tell your friends, and hopefully we'll have a really enlightening, healing conversation.
Yes, I just want to say, if anybody, I'm sorry.
No, we're just thanking both of you for your wonderful presentation.
Thank you. You're very welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you for calling in, everybody for calling in.
Okay,
and
Michael,
listening.
You have some closing words, Michael?
Yes, I suggest people to spread the news, always try to bring a friend with you, tell them about it, because, 2 is better than 1, 3 or more, and we'll encourage you as a group to do this to get your health together.
Right, we have to work together. We have to support one another.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you have friends and families that are sick, and you can help them out just by you listening to a show like this.
All right. Thank you so much, Michael. Thank you, everyone. Have an awesome evening. Get a good night's sleep. Rest is key. Is key. So make sure you get all the sleep you need. And we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Sharon.
Good night.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.